expensive insurance plans, but the more quotes they get, the harder they have to work and the less money they make. Most brokers get quotes from a few insurance companies, or they recommend you renew as is. They don't do the extra work to get you the best deal. Either way, they get paid. What if you could save 10%, 20%, or more, but you don't know it? No one should have to wonder if they're getting the best deal on employee benefits. My name is Keith with Magellan & Linden. We're a different kind of benefit broker that offers a best plan, best price guarantee. Unlike other brokers, we get quotes from every insurance company every year. It forces insurance companies to compete for your business and offer the best deal possible. We'll show you all your options, help you weigh the pros and cons, and then you'll feel confident to make the right choice for your company. Here's what you do. Step 1, visit shopmyplan.com. Step 2, we get you free quotes with no strings attached. Step 3, if you like what you see, let's work together. Step 4, you get the best plan at the best price. Your employees will be happy because they have great insurance. Your bank account will thank you because you got a great deal. If your benefits broker isn't getting quotes from every insurance company every year, you're probably paying too much. That's money that could make a big difference to your business, your employees, and your bottom line. You've got nothing to lose, so visit shopmyplan.com today to get the best deal on employee health insurance. That's shopmyplan.com. Again, shopmyplan.com. Let's save you some money. Visit shopmyplan.com today.
Traffic and weather together, brought to you by Granite Credit Union's new Dividend Plus checking account. And here's Aubrey Wuthridge.
Well, right now we do still have some slowing if you're traveling in North Salt Lake. This is just after the North Interchange and heading down towards 2300 North. And we do have a crash northbound I-15 at 1300 South in Salt Lake City. If you were in Utah County, you're still going to see a little bit of northbound slowing between American Fork and Linden right now. But other than that, if you're on I-15 there, it's looking pretty good. We do have a crash coming through Parley's Canyon right now, westbound I-80 near Mountain Dell Golf Course. You'll see that there. It's moved over to the right-hand shoulder. Wake up with a sore back. Upgrade your mattress today at Durden's new sleep center. Durden's mattresses on 5th South and Bountiful. Durden's, brands you know at prices you'll love. I'm Aubrey Wuthridge in the KSL Traffic Center.
KSL weather warm tonight for high school and college football with a high of 81 this afternoon. But then things change on Saturday with winds picking up tomorrow afternoon, and the rain begins at night into Sunday morning. Right now it's sunny and 55 at KSL News Radio, 102.7 FM, 1160 AM, and KSLNewsRadio.com, Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
Lights. Camera. Action! It's the KSL Movie Show.
The end is inevitable. Your kind is headed for extinction.
Maybe so, sir, but not today.
The week's big movie review, movie news, games, and prizes. Here's Andy Farnsworth and Steve Sales.
Well, right now, we are being so unoffensive, we might as well be a Hallmark Christmas movie. You know what I'm saying?
On KSL News Radio, 102.7 FM and 1160 AM.
To be fair, Steve Sales, we are being unoffensive because we just haven't had time to be offensive yet because we just began the show.
It's coming.
Don't worry. Give us a few more minutes.
Yeah.
Welcome to another episode of the Movie Show. We are live at My Hearing Centers with their Sandy location. We've got a lot of movies today, Steve. A lot of different things to talk about, almost to the point where for some of the movies, I feel like I have a lot to say about some. I don't have anything to say about some because I wasn't able to get to some. And I just want to say, Steve, you're looking better today, a lot less pale than you were last night as you left the movie Saw.
Leave no man behind.
Well, we left you behind, and you took one for the team, and man.
Seems like there's a lot of that going on.
By we, I mean mostly just me.
By the way, I've seen so many movies this week. There might be some cross-pollination here as far as
what you remember.
Yeah.
I believe it. I was fortunate to be able to see our big movie of the week, The Creator, last week, so I had some time to, not have that crammed in with all the other things.
Yeah, I saw it Tuesday night. I think I've had enough time to.
Well, no, but I mean, I just didn't have to put that all in with everything else that I had to watch this week. Right. So, all right, well, let's get started with the Movie Show preview. Sponsored by
The following preview has been rated G and is appropriate for all audiences. The Movie Show Special Feature.
And it is sponsored by Paul Clammerts. I did. It was a small pause on my end. That one's on me. Steve, let's get through the list quick, and then we'll give out our text question, which Movie Show Club members already know and have already started responding to.
Oh, those sneaky little buggers.
Yeah, indeed. But what's our movies this week? We said The Creator. That's our big movie of the week.
The Creator, yes. And then we have Paw Patrol, the mighty movie. Is it the Mighty Paw Patrol, the movie?
No, it's Paw Patrol, the mighty movie.
Yeah, that makes no sense. Then we have Saw 10, Doug, right?
Oh,
Not
you know
Saw
what? They
X.
called it Saw X on ABC this morning.
Idiots.
So I have no idea.
It's a Roman numeral. Look it up.
I agree with you.
Okay, fair play. We'll see. The Kill Room. The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar.
This one is going to surprise people.
I like this one. Gen V. If you've seen The Boys, get ready.
Oh, boy.
Reptile. There's no snakes in this movie.
But there's a snake skin.
Yeah, that's true.
For
and
1
most
second.
of the people in the movie are reptiles, but
Pretty much.
And then probably my favorite of the week is Flora and Son.
I saw that last night, and I may just agree with you.
Really?
I may just agree with you.
Look at you.
That's a lot of things, though, and I'm going to just say up front, I was not able to get to Saw 10.
What?
I know, shocking. But here's the one that I actually feel bad about is I was not able to get to Paw Patrol, the mighty movie, last Saturday.
Only because your kid wanted to see it.
Well, he did. And no, I mean, for the family
call him
movies,
the
I like
kid.
to be able. Well, he's 10. So
What's his name?
He's the youngest, Zach.
Zach. Sorry, Zach. I would have rather you gone than me.
Right. Well, it was FanX, and I had stuff I'd already committed to at FanX before we found out about the Paw. Well, I thought it was funny. Like, the guy who mostly talks about family movies and has the young family right now is the one who's not there, and Steve is trying to stay awake during Paw Patrol on a Saturday morning.
I'm telling you, it is the cure for insomnia. There's no question. I was fighting the good fight. I had toothpicks, the whole thing.
Yeah. Thankfully, no one was there to verify that you did stay awake for the whole movie. And we won't make you recount the entire plot.
No, I was awake.
Okay.
98%.
I'm impressed. 98% that I'm sure of.
Yeah.
We'll see about the rest. So that is the movie show preview. We have all that. Plus, we have our telephone torture. And our theme this week, based on the Paw Patrol, is a dog-related movie. So our questions will be about a dog-related
Dog Day
movie.
Afternoon?
That one will not be one of them. The Al Pacino movie from 1975 that came out the week I was born. That's the reason I ever watched it. I was like, what's the movie that came out the week I was born? What was the #1 movie at the box office? Dog Day Afternoon.
Okay, Rain Man. Gotcha.
And it was.
That definitely is 1975.
It was. So we have that, and the worst thing I watched this week, and the movie show top 10, and lots of movie news.
Well, we got
week.
Ahsoka. We have Only Murders in the Building.
Yes, we've got season possibly series finales for both of those two coming up this coming week too. So, penultimate episodes, and then our big movie question of the week, the text question that we want to hear from you on today's movie show. What's the movie that bombed at the box office, but that you love anyway? Nobody saw it. Maybe you didn't even see it when it was in the box office, but then you saw it and it became one of your favorites. So you can't use Avengers Endgame. You can't use an Avatar movie because we're looking for ones that nobody
Under
really
$2 billion.
saw. Yeah, nobody really saw that might be considered a bomb, and that, but that you love. I can give you a couple of mine right here. First of all, I know people hated it, and I talked about it quick last week when we had our clips with Charlie Hunnam, but I really liked King Arthur, Legend of the Sword.
I did too.
From 2016. And it bombed at the box office. It bombed so hard that they had a franchise planned, and it got scrapped after the one movie.
How do you do a franchise with King Arthur?
Well, they just tell more stories about him, maybe gathering the Knights of the Round Table. They can tell other stories that maybe aren't specific legends.
One would be building the table.
Yes, then there was the part where they get it finished with a nice lacquer.
Yes, nice lacquer.
But that bombed. And then here another one, which kind of the same era. I really enjoyed the World of Warcraft movie. Now, nobody in the U.S. did, but it made a lot overseas, which was where I just get a little bit of hope that we'll maybe get a sequel. I just thought it was a cool world that they built up. And I never played the video game, so I was like, this is pretty interesting.
You know, I actually complimented an actor once about being in a movie, and I really liked it. And he goes, "Oh, you're the one." I've never had an actor actually trash their own movie.
Well, sometimes they know, I guess. Sometimes they know why it was a bomb. overall.
I keep thinking of bombs.
Harrison
that are
Ford
bombs.
thought Star Wars was going to be a bomb.
Did he really?
He did. So
Harrison.
He was wrong. So, yeah, you can't list any of the Star Wars movies either because they did well at the box office. Okay, here are a few texts here before we go to break. Let's see. Waterworld. That's somebody's favorite.
Yeah, but that did pretty well.
Did it?
Yes.
That was when I was out of the country. Here's one called A Walk in the Woods. Now, I don't know what that one is, so I'm going to have to look that one up. Here's one that's not a surprise. It's a Wonderful Life. Bombed at the box office,
That's right.
but it's one of my favorite movies of
easy.
all. So those are some good suggestions. Movies that bombed at the box office, but that you love. That's what we're looking for. Text that to 57500, and we will read your texts as the movie show goes along this morning. When we get back, we will talk about the big movie review. But we are broadcasting live today from My Hearing Centers, and My Hearing Centers has been a friend of the movie show for many years now.
Friend is kind of loosely used there, but
agreed. At the very least, a positive acquaintance.
Ooh,
but
that might even be a stretch.
Over the years, we've talked about coming in, making an appointment, and trying out the latest in hearing aid technology. And it's kind of exciting to be at a point where we can say, this is literally the latest technology that you can have. And not just like, yeah, this is the newest, but it's been a few years. It's like, this is brand new, so new that, as of next week, other people around the country will get a chance to try it out.
Tuesday.
So
that just means they ship on Tuesday, so they probably won't even get fit for a couple
gonna
days
be
after
weeks.
that. Yeah, I mean, come on.
But because you are a valued movie show listener, and you know you are a discerning person, you're here now and have a chance to try out. Now, what's this called, Matt? What's this new hearing aid called? So we've had the Styletto AX in the past, but what's this one?
Super duper.
This is the Charge and Go IX, which stands for Integrated Experience. And the reason it's integrated, now I'm getting more feedback on how cool this is. So we've had some current patients that just got fit with the AX, and we're going to talk about if you just got fit with the AX, what we could do for you. But they just got fit with the AX, and we asked them, okay, you've been trying this for a few weeks. Let's have you try the IX. And the difference was phenomenal, and it really comes down to conversations. Conversations, a lot of times, they're not stationary. You're moving, people are moving around you, and it tracks their movements of the individuals that are talking to you. And I have no idea how it works. I just know now from the feedback our patients are giving us that it does work, and it's improved their conversations significantly.
It almost sounds magic.
It's not magic.
Oh,
how can it be IX? Are you ignoring the E?
Yeah, they just jumped right to I and decided to change how you spell words.
Integrated experience.
Integrated.
But that starts with an I.
Experience.
Yeah. I got you. So a Charge and Go hearing aid is, if you wanted to describe it for somebody who's not very familiar with hearing aids, how big are we talking?
Well, here, maybe I'll let you describe. You're better with words.
Okay. Well, looking at this,
tiny.
first of all, it kind of looks like a spy device that you'd see in a Mission Impossible movie. Something small enough. Actually, the part that goes behind your ear is small enough that it looks like it could fit in the right outside of my ear canal itself, but instead it hides completely out of sight and then wraps around with what looks like a satellite dish poking into your ear canal.
It doesn't look. It's a tiny, and you can feel
That's
it.
not helpful.
It's
satellite dish.
It's a soft.
No,
it's
not
soft.
big. It's a
and
tiny.
you see those little holes that allow. So what that does is it just secures it in your ear. And all the little holes allow all the natural sound to go in your ear. So it's not occluding or blocking sound from coming in your ear. So you get all the natural sound that you're used to, and then that little metal piece that it's attached to, the satellite, that's about the size of a smaller than a pencil
This doesn't
eraser.
look much bigger than a lima bean.
That little piece, that's the microphone, or not the microphone, sorry, that's the speaker. So as sound passes that speaker, it sends it to your ear and it just amplifies the areas. There's actually 3 speakers or receivers inside that little module. Yep, to give you the different levels of sound.
That's insane.
That's amazing. A couple of buttons on it. I assume one's to power it on.
Volume controls, changing programs, and
what if you have
turning
big fingers
turn
like
off
I
and
do?
on. And it just as soon as you plug it in right here, or as soon as you put it in the charger, let it in that case. It just like your iPad or your earbuds. As soon as you put it in the case, it turns it off,
starts.
and then it starts to charge. Yep.
So that's what you do at night, I'm assuming, because you want to be hearing most things during the day.
Yeah, for some reason, let's say you waited 34 hours to charge your hearing aid, and you just need a quick charge. You can actually put it in here for half an hour, and it'll give you 6 more hours.
Wow.
I'm thinking jelly bean.
Yeah, a little bit bigger than a jelly bean is probably how to describe it.
Yeah, jelly beans taste better than lima beans.
Elongated jelly bean.
Yeah.
So here's how you can get a chance to try out this new Styletto, Charge and Go iX hearing aid. State of the art. Other people in other states, they're not as cool as my hearing centers. They don't get it till Tuesday, but you can
first
call.
on your block.
Be the first on your block to have the best hearing in the entire community. I want you to call 801-701-1629. That's 801-701-1629. And when you call, you're going to get a no-cost hearing evaluation for you or a family member, and you have a chance to test out this brand new technology risk-free for a period of 30 days. Now, are there any other prizes for people who call in today?
Yes, we are going to give a set of hearing aids away again today. So if you're among the first 50 callers that schedule your evaluation, we really need that feedback. Whenever we get these new devices, we need that feedback. So if you call, we're going to give one of 50 people a chance to win a free set of these hearing aids.
Okay, that's 801-701-1629. Call My Hearing Centers today.
If you need a break from it all, this weekend is General Conference.
When you've dealt with a lot and you need to recharge, this weekend is General Conference.
If things are difficult or life is going really well.
For all these times, a reminder, it's time for General Conference Weekend at 102.7 FM and streaming live on the app for KSL News Radio.
This just in. With the huge response we received from our Labor Day sale, we've decided to hold it over a few more days. So don't miss out on the biggest hot tub and swim spa Labor Day sale at Backyards of America and Hot Tub Factory Outlet. Save $6,000 MSRP on 10 of our select Sundance model hot tubs and save a whopping $8,000 MSRP on our swim spas too. Buy local and experience what a local in-house service technician can do for you. We make it easy for you to own a Sundance hot tub or swim spa. In Sandy at Backyards of America and in Draper at Hot Tub Factory Outlet. Don't buy from others until you see our pricing. Check out our biggest swim spa supercenter in the state with 8 in-stock models ready for delivery. Get $6,000 off our select Sundance model hot tubs and $8,000 off our swim spas. MSRP while supplies last. Because when they're gone, they're gone. Hot Tub Factory Outlet in Draper next to Cowabunga Bay and Backyards of America in Sandy.
Hi, this is Doug Wright, and I discovered that NPS is the best-kept secret in Utah. Savings that just can't be beat. I'm embarrassed to admit what a late bloomer I was, but when I did discover the NPS stores, boy, did I discover not only savings, but great merchandise. The business model is simple. They acquire excess inventory and then pass the savings on to you. The NPS stores acquire their inventory from various companies that are most likely overstocked, unclaimed, and refused shipments, and your savings 30 to 70% off on everything each and every day. But then they have weekly specials that make the prices almost unbelievable. NPS, it's always a treasure hunt. NPS, it's a nice place to always save on the things you don't know you needed and the things that you do. Don't forget the 4 locations in Orem, in Layton, and 2 stores in Salt Lake. NPS.
MVP's bonus days are back at Lowe's. Shop the largest selection of Klein tools and get 5 times the bonus points. Plus, right now, buy a DeWalt Power Stack battery kit and get a select DeWalt Bear tool free, up to a $249 value. Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows pros. Bonus points calculated before taxes and fees after applicable discounts, if any. Valid 9/18 through 9/29. Subject to change. DeWalt offer valid through 10/11.
Can an insurance bot ever really understand your needs?
Do you think I'd benefit from bundling my auto and home coverage?
Searching for homes with car dealerships nearby.
Sure, robots listen, but do they understand you? At Farm Bureau Financial Services, we'll help you save money and time by bundling your auto and home insurance. Find an agent at fbfs.com/protect. It's your future. Let's protect it. Farm Bureau Property and Casualty Insurance Company, Western Agricultural Insurance Company.
With the 3 things you need to know this hour, I'm Amanda Dixon. First, Senator Dianne Feinstein has died at the age of 90. Second, Utah and all the other states are preparing in case the federal government shuts down Saturday at midnight. Third, this weekend in the semi-annual General Conference for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and you'll be able to hear every session on Saturday and Sunday right here on KSL News Radio. Right now, let's check our current temperature in Salt Lake. We're at 55 degrees. Back to the movie show.
And now, the big movie review. Andy and Steve have everything your family needs to know about the biggest release of the week.
All right, it is time for the big movie review, and it is sponsored by Paris RV. It's The Creator.
What's heaven?
It's a peaceful place in the sky.
Are you going to heaven?
No, you gotta be a good person to go to heaven.
So, we're the same. We can't go to heaven because you're not good, and I'm not a person. They're coming to get me.
I'm like a bodyguard. I'm getting you out of this.
Take care of her.
I promise.
All right, Steve, it's a big swing from Rogue One, a Star Wars story, director Gareth Edwards.
Is it, though? Do you see the budget number on this thing?
No.
Take a guess.
150 million?
80.
Really?
80 million bucks.
So he spent that all on special effects, because those special effects were pretty impressive.
Unbelievable.
So, well, I didn't realize. So maybe it's not as big a swing as I thought it was, because I just thought it was more expensive than it was. But anyway, so we've got The Creator, a science fiction film that explores questions about artificial intelligence. AI in this, it's set a few years in the future after apparently we have not just AI that creates movie scripts or AI that can make weird-looking commercials on YouTube, but this is AI that gets its own robotic type body and is autonomous and sentient, and but not in America, because an AI set off a nuclear bomb in Los Angeles, and so America has been at war with artificial intelligence ever since. AI is kind of hiding out in parts of Europe and Asia, and the U.S. is trying to hunt it down wherever it be on the globe.
Yeah, what happened? Suddenly it's America versus New Asia is like the only two worlds that exist in this movie, which is fine. I mean, that's
okay. They didn't have time. It was already 2 hours and 15 minutes. They didn't have time to go explore the geopolitics of the rest of the world.
True. Only $80 million to spend. What are you going to do?
Exactly. Just think how long it could have been if he'd had $160 million.
But John David Washington, he plays the lead. He is a soldier who... we find out, he's pretty roughed up, and he's
an ex-special forces guy, from what I understand.
Missing a leg and missing an arm, the guy's, but he's all roboted up because, it's, 2065 or something like that.
What can he say, Mother? He's half machine.
Yeah, but
that's an Arrested Development.
The good
reference.
half. Yeah. So
he's out. He's tasked to go find this creator.
Yes,
that's his job. Is
Nimrata
to go find,
or what? Nimrata?
Something like that. Yeah. They don't know. The U.S. doesn't know who the creator is. They just know of the creator, and their intelligence says that the creator has developed a weapon that will end the war with the humans.
Yes. And so he's so close, and yet the Americans come in, shoot everything up, and just make a mess of the whole thing. So his whole project is just gone. And he's also
married.
Yeah. And what happened to her? Uh-oh.
Yeah. And so he's devastated, but then they say, we think we found the weapon. Now we need you to lead the task force to take it out.
Because it's close to where you were
and then there's a personal reason to motivate you to go and do this.
Okay, that's where we're going to stop. Good. Yeah. I like it.
And so that's the plan, is he's got to lead a team in to find this weapon. As you heard in the clip, it's a kid. I mean, if you've watched any of the trailers, that's what it is the AI weapon is a kid. Which then, of course, goes to all the questions. And this is where it becomes a sci-fi movie rather than something like a space opera kind of a thing, where it's actual questions. If something has sentience, whether it's organic or whether it's mechanical, does it have the same right to exist? What makes something sentient? If it shows compassion, does that make it sentient, or is it just following programming? Those are the questions that it asks.
In the case of New Asia, where someone may have lost somebody, but their essence is still there, they create this sort of simulant or whatever.
Yeah, that was kind of a funky little. There are definitely some innovations that Edwards has come up with, and this, I believe. Is this based on a book? I meant to look that up, and I forgot to look it up.
No, this is absolutely...
It's an absolute straight-up creation of Edwards and the writer. Okay. So then they create this cool way where if somebody dies, for a split second, you can grab their last couple minutes, and stick it in an android so you can interrogate him. I felt like it was a little bit like the Pushing Daisies, where you can touch him back alive for a sec, ask him who killed him, and then touch him back dead again.
Was that the
within
Dungeons
60
and
seconds.
Dragons movie?
No, but I think they had something like that.
Where you could wake the guy up and ask him a question. He only asked 3 questions. That's
Dungeons and Dragons. That's right. I forgot about that scene. I was thinking back to it.
You know what kind of amazed me about this movie? Not only was the action good, and the little girl, I mean, had never been in anything before. This is her only credit on IMDb. This is it. Her name is, what is it, Madeline Una Voiles?
I don't know.
She's unbelievable. I mean, she was so emotive, and even though, she was a part human, part whatever.
Was she human? That's the other question. Is she human at all, or is it just like, because they said there's those masks that robots could put on to look like somebody that you love, so it's like they're still alive.
But the emotions were heavy in this.
Oh, yes.
And Allison Janney has an interesting character.
Allison Janney reminded me of Jane Lynch's character in Wreck-It Ralph. The army general from war game that Wreck-It Ralph goes to get the medal.
Yeah.
Like Allison, I was getting serious Jane Lynch war vibes from Allison Janney in this movie. Well, and she has her own reasons. Like, I will give credit. Everybody that does something has a reason that you actually could say, okay, I at least believe why you're doing this.
Understand why they're doing it. Yeah.
Whether I disagree with your actions or not, I at least get why you're doing it. And so I got to give credit. It was long, and there were some stretches where I just really felt disinterested. I thought the visual effects were just unbelievable, especially on such a small-ish budget compared to what things can cost. There's a space station thing that the U.S. uses, the Nomad that they call it, that orbits the Earth, and it would be terrifying if you saw it in the sky flying over, that they made a lot of use of. But yeah, for me it was I gave it a 2.5 just because I wasn't moved that much, and none of the questions I felt like it asked were really that unique.
I loved it. The time, it was 2 hours and 13 minutes, but I knew that going in. That always helps.
That's true.
And I thought it was an amazing piece of original filmmaking. I mean, it's not based on anything else but Garrett Edwards' story. And I thought, wow, what a movie. I thought it was incredible. B+ for me, maybe an A-.
And that's the creator-rated PG-13 in theaters everywhere. All right, we'll take a break here at the bottom of the hour for news, traffic, and weather on KSL News Radio.
9:30 at KSL News Radio. I'm Amanda Dixon. Our top story this hour, a man accused of hitting and killing 2 people who were out for a joyride in Eagle Mountain back in June will appear in court today.
The suspect is up against multiple manslaughter charges and a handful of other felony charges. Utah County Sheriff's Office Sergeant Spencer Cannon says the crash started with an unrelated road rage incident when an F-150 was tailgating a passenger car.
Pulled up right next to the passenger car, rammed the passenger car. The driver of the pickup truck lost control, went across the center line, and crashed head-on into a Porsche.
Rodney Salm and Michaela Himmelberger, both from Salt Lake County, were out for a joyride in the Porsche that day and died in the crash. The hearing starts at 9 this morning, and we will bring you updates as soon as we get them. Kate Davis, KSL News Radio.
Our top national story this hour from ABC News, Senator Dianne Feinstein has died at the age of 90. Feinstein was one of the 2 first women elected to the U.S. Senate from California and spent almost 50 years in public service. A government shutdown starts tomorrow night if Congress can't reach a deal. ABC's M. Wynn has the latest.
House Speaker Kevin McCarthy appeared optimistic last night, even as a government shutdown appeared imminent. The Senate is moving ahead with a bipartisan bill, but the measure includes more funding for Ukraine, a non-starter for some Republicans. Meanwhile, over in the House, Republicans overnight voted on 3 spending bills, but they have little chance of advancing.
We will closely follow any developments out of Washington, D.C. and break in if any deals are reached. Your money at this moment, the Dow right now is up 21 points. We're at 33,688. Coming up, mostly sunny but colder on Sunday. KSL weather is next. KSL News Time, 9:32.
We have enough people running around Broadcast House at 4 in the morning to field a football team.
Producers, reporters, the traffic team, and us.
This is Tim and Amanda.
Join us each morning from 5 to 9 on KSL News Radio.
When it comes to your electrical system, do you know the warning signs to look for? What's up, everybody? I'm Mike Wilson with Any Hour Services, and it's okay if you don't know, but here are a few things that you might not even realize could be a sign of a bigger problem. Wall plates that are hot to the touch, discoloration around switches or outlets, if you hear crackling or popping or buzzing around switches or outlets, a breaker that trips a lot, switches that feel loose when you operate them, if your lights dim or flicker when a major appliance comes on, if your plugs fall out of the wall easily. You know, you're not supposed to have to bend the prongs out on a plug just to get it to stay in the wall. If you notice any of these things, you should consider having a licensed electrician check your system out. If you don't know anyone, Any Hour Services has put together a radio-only special for any homeowners listening. One of our licensed electricians will perform a comprehensive electrical inspection and give you a full written report for only $29. But you have to mention this ad when you call. To schedule your comprehensive electrical inspection by a licensed electrician for only $29, call Any Hour Services at 801-443-7300. That's 801-443-7300. Any Hour Services.
Home is where the heart is. It's also where the office is, the school is, the restaurant is, the stadium is. Basically, your home is now the center for everything. So right now might just be the perfect time to upgrade your living space to one that has, well, a little more space. If you've been thinking about building, with home prices leveling out and material costs coming down, right now may be the perfect time to start building your dream home. Let the construction loan experts at Golden West Credit Union help make building your dream home a reality with a convenient low-rate construction loan. We also offer one-time close options so you can secure your construction loan and mortgage conveniently at the same time. Get a personalized rate quote right from the comfort of your own home or with a lending expert at any Golden West branch, or apply in minutes online today at gwcu.org. Golden West Credit Union, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 440574.
We'll take care of you.
Be advised, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to save 40 to 80% on a hot tub and swim spa this weekend only, today through Sunday. Mountain America Expo Center, Sandy. Be advised, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to save 40 to 80% on a hot tub and swim spa this weekend only, today through Sunday. Mountain America Expo Center, Sandy. 18-month interest-free financing. Our factories have demanded we sell 1,000 hot tubs and swim spas this weekend. Mountain America Expo Center, Sandy. Huge factory incentives, factory rebates this weekend only. Mountain America Expo Center, Sandy. We can remove your old hot tub. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Hot tub starting at $2,999. Mountain America Expo Center, Sandy. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Just relax and enjoy. Mountain America Expo Center, Sandy. Friday, noon to 8 p.m. Saturday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Sunday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Free admission, free parking, free delivery. Mountain America Expo Center, Sandy. Call 833-SPA-SALE or visit hottubandSwimSpaSale.com.
Traffic and weather together, brought to you by Granite Credit Union's new Dividend Plus checking account. And here's Aubrey Withridge.
Well, I-15's looking really good, except for one little spot. This is at 114th South. If you're traveling southbound, you'll see a little bit of brake lights through that area. And then if you're on 215's East Belt, right around 4500 South heading northbound, you're going to have some slowdowns there as well. Other than that, though, those are the two slow spots that I'm seeing. Everything else is looking great as you head south or north on I-15 from Utah Lake to Willard Bay. I'm Aubrey Withridge in the KSL Traffic Center.
And KSL weather now. Today's high, 81 degrees, lots of sun. Look for similar conditions tomorrow, but some rain will roll in on Sunday with a chance for thunder and lightning. Then the highs stay in the 60s through the start of next week. Right now it's 59 degrees at KSL News Radio, 102.7 FM, 1160 AM, and KSLNewsRadio.com. Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
It's the KSL Movie Show.
That gave the audience feelings they weren't sure they should enjoy.
The week's big movie review, movie news, games, and prizes. Here's Andy Farnsworth and Steve Sales.
Like a slice of butter melting on top of a big old pile of flapjacks.
On KSL News Radio, 102.7 FM and 1160 AM.
I'm really impressed by not just the number of texts that have come in about our text question of the week, a movie that bombed at the box office that you loved, but also the wide variety of texts that people have sent in. Steve, listen to some of these movies. Let's see. I might be a little strange, but I liked The Last Airbender.
Wow.
I know that people very strongly dislike that one. Plus, John Carter from Mars. I'm probably the only one in the state of Utah, but there you have it, he says.
Those are his two?
Yeah. Last Airbender and John Carter from Mars.
Well, now we know who watched it.
All right. I don't remember if it bombed or not, but Shrek the Third. That's right. I said it. Judge me if you want. LOL. Grandma's Boy. That sounds like an Adam Sandler movie.
It is.
Is it? Okay.
Well, I think it is.
There are 2 beloved movies that bombed at the box office that became beloved later: The Wizard of Oz and The Princess Bride.
Oh, nice.
Princess Bride's a good suggestion, except I remember my parents going to that one in the theater.
Well,
The Big Lebowski is one of my favorite movies. That must be from Doug Wright. That could be considered a box office bomb. It only grossed $18 million in theaters. So
seriously?
That's what they say. Wow. Let's see. Far and Away, starring Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman.
Oh, that was good.
Let's see. Another John Carter vote. That's 2. Thank you, Texter. I am a fellow World of Warcraft movie lover, but I played the game. Okay, well, that's how I differ from them. I didn't play the game, and I enjoyed the movie anyway. Oh, here's one that Wild Wild West with Will Smith and Kevin Kline. It's so bad it's good. Well, they got part of it, right?
If we're going to do that, so bad it's good.
Well, but I mean, because remember, nobody saw it. And then there's a couple votes for Shawshank Redemption. Was that one a flop at the box office?
I don't think so.
Stone is going to have to check that for us. Xanadu.
Wow.
Xanadu. I saw that at my aunt and uncle's house. They had a Laserdisc player, and it was on half the time when we went over that. That's the only reason I even know what that is. All right, 57500. We'll keep taking your texts throughout the show. Movie that bombed at the box office that you loved. But all right, Steve, let's review another movie. How about Paw Patrol the Mighty Movie?
I think we've got superpowers. I feel the need for super speed. I'm a wrecking ball. Surf's up. Look at your paws. We're gonna need a new name for ourselves. How about the Paw Patrol? But more. With just a little bit extra. How about the Mighty Paw?
Steve, wake up.
I'm here.
Wake up. I know you just flashed back.
I did slip into a coma.
That long Paw Patrol clip. All right, Steve. Well, I didn't get to see this one, so take it away.
It was a Saturday morning. Nothing like a Saturday morning, 10 a.m. with 1,000 kids in a theater.
Saturday morning at 10 a.m., I was doing a panel at FanX with Don Brinkerhoff and Kellyanne Halverson.
Whatever.
I was.
I know. So, Paw Patrol. I saw this movie a couple years ago, and I did.
Oh, it's the same as the free?
No, they were just the Paw Patrol before. Now
Okay.
they're the super duper Paw Patrol, or whatever they call themselves.
Mighty.
The Mighty
Movie.
Pups or
Paw
something.
Patrol. But you know what would be interesting? I wonder if it would help if they had like a slogan. Do they have a slogan that could help you remember it by?
Something that came up probably every other sentence was, no challenge too big, no pup too small. So okay,
you
there's
heard that more than once in the movie.
Yes, that is a recurring theme. Basically, this very bad woman, she deflects a meteor, and it lands right on the Paw Patrol headquarters. What?
In Adventure City?
Yes. And
Wow.
but fortunately, they all ran out. But then the meteor bounces along, and they're like, "Ooh, look in the hole!" And they become superpowered.
Okay.
You know,
a superhero origin story.
Sure,
that
why
happens a
not?
lot.
Yeah. So now they can do stuff that they couldn't do before. But
So now they don't need their cars and trucks and stuff that they usually use?
no, the one little lady pup, she can fly now.
Oh, she
Yeah.
was the plane pilot, wasn't she?
Yeah. See how convenient that was?
How convenient that is.
You know, it's cute. I'm not gonna.
I
I'm
know.
not gonna rag on it because
It was not aimed at Steve Sale's demographic.
no, and most of the parents in there were like, you know, looking at other stuff. The kids were enjoying it, and here's the key: if larvae aren't running back and forth in the theater, then it works.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that's the first thing. If you look around and you see kids like flailing
I see what you're
about,
saying. I
they're
see what
running
you're
up and
saying.
down the aisles.
If it holds their attention,
Yes.
then they've got something.
And they all howled at the end in appreciation with the dogs, so everyone went home happy.
Oh.
So for the kids, yes. For the parents, that's why you're parents.
And here's the thing. It's expected, at least from what I was reading in box office forecasts, it's expected to dual saw for the number one spot.
I don't
Like it's
doubt
going to
that
beat
at
The
all.
Creator.
Oh,
It's
you
gonna
think so?
That's what they're saying. that Saw and this are going to duel for the top spot, which means the creators can only come in third.
It could.
That's surprising a little bit.
Well, I think I don't know, not based on your recommendation, but I would think the creator would be the best of the three.
No, I agree. I'm surprised that that's what they're forecasting, is that's where they think people are going this weekend.
One, because the creator isn't based on a previous anything. So there's that.
Oh, that's true. An existing IP, and both of these have that going for them.
Yes.
Here's the problem. Well, I guess this is a chance just to talk for a second. We complain that there's no originality in Hollywood and that it's just mining the same intellectual properties over and over again. But what is Hollywood supposed to take away from a weekend where, and we'll see, of course, next week's movie show Top 10 will tell us for sure how this exactly played out. But a new property, a brand new original idea, an original screenplay with some money behind it and some great-looking special effects and a pretty good cast. Gemma Chan's in the creator also. And if it comes in third to a Paw Patrol movie and the 10th entry in the horror torture franchise, I mean, we can't blame anybody but ourselves.
True, but I will say this. After having seen Saw 10 last night, it is much, much better than like at least most of the ones that have come before the first one. Now I know it's all torture porn, and I get that, but there's more of a story here, and there's actually a little bit more of a explaining of how this whole thing comes about.
Oh, okay.
Because Tobin Bell is back, and that is a huge difference. So having said that, we'll get to that later. But I thought, Paw Patrol is a cute movie. The problem with the creator is it borrows. It
does,
from
but
a lot
for
of
a younger audience, they haven't seen 2001: A Space Odyssey. They probably, depending on maybe they haven't seen Terminator. They haven't watched all the Star Trek.
What about
the
the Rogue One people? Would the Rogue One people go see this because they know that
I would think
Edwards would be
because
the guy?
Rogue One's the most loved of the Star Wars Disney films.
So we'll
easily
just say
the most loved.
Rogue One creator wrote and directed this movie. Go see it.
Yeah, I hope that's enough.
Well, we'll see.
That's what we will. Okay. When we come back on the movie show, our next segment will be movie news, and we got a lot of different things to talk about. But right now we are broadcasting live from one of My Hearing Center's many locations along the Wasatch Front. In fact, odds are there's probably one pretty close to wherever you live or work, which is a good thing to know, because what we want you to do today is we want you to call 801-701-1629 and talk with someone at My Hearing Centers, and you can set up a no-cost hearing evaluation for you or a family member, and you'll have a chance to test out the most cutting-edge hearing aids that exist right now in the United States, the Signia Charge and Go IX. When you read it, it looks like a 9, but it really is RX or is IX, Matt.
Just pick some letters.
Some letters that ends in X. And you were telling us before that one of the really neat things about this is you're saying conversation depth and conversation sorting, where it can tracking. Was that what it was?
Yeah, I like where you're going.
But just how this hearing aid is so advanced that instead of it just absorbing all the sound from the room and you having to pick through it in your brain, it'll do it for you.
Yeah, they call it real-time conversation enhancement. It's the first time this has ever been done in the world with any hearing aid. So it uses multi-stream technology or architecture that can accurately pinpoint multiple moving speakers in real time.
When you describe that to me, I picture like the Terminator looking in with his readout, and it's like got people in distance, and it's got all that stuff going on. And or any advanced robot. I don't want to necessarily associate the Terminator with the thing you're putting in your ear.
Pick your apocalyptic robot. That's the one.
But the fancy spy technology where it's like it tracks, and I as you describe that to me, that's what I visualize in my mind. But that's what it does.
Yeah, that's what it does. And I don't know that I have a visualization for it, but that's what's happening as people are moving around the house and having a conversation, or if you're at a restaurant and the waitress is behind you and there's a person in front of you you're talking to, it picks up the ones you want to hear. And here's the part that just blows my mind. Go into the restaurant. Not only does it pick up that person that you want to hear, it turns down all the people that you don't want to hear. So all that background noise.
Boy, I wish I could do that.
It turns it down.
For the first time in history, your hearing aid will turn down the people that you don't want to hear for you.
We could do that
You
now,
don't even have to be rude.
Yeah.
You're just like, oh, well, we can't hear you.
Yeah. My hearing aid didn't choose you, sorry.
Well, Matt, we actually have a text question that maybe you can answer. Regarding the hearing aids, do they patch into the secondary audio channel so that you can get descriptive video?
Oh.
I know you've talked about how they can pair up with things at the movie theater and some of like the live theaters in town. But how about, do they patch into the secondary audio channel so you can get descriptive video?
We're going to look into that.
Yeah.
No, that's a great question then.
I've never been asked that question just because I don't get the everyday questions all the time. So let me find out.
Okay.
I think that's a good question. I would assume it would want to do that. But yeah, we'll figure that out.
Okay. But if you call during the movie show and you set up an appointment and you come in and you get your hearing checked, and then you evaluate these the Charge and Go IX hearing aids for a month, then what happens?
Well, then we have special pricing for you if you want to keep them.
Okay.
Because you are going to want to keep them. These things are pretty amazing. Again, I said this earlier. We've had patients that had the latest technology as of yesterday, try the newest technology as of today, and they already love it.
Wow.
Better than just the last one. So if you have hearing aids that are a couple years old, you got to come and try this. But just be fair warned. You're going to like it.
Okay.
And we do have special pricing if you do want to do a trade-in with your older hearing aids to get the new hearing aids.
Oh, that's amazing.
But that didn't answer your question, and I totally just forgot what your question was. Oh, well, and then they get movie tickets. That's the other one.
That's what I was looking
Yes.
for. There's a free prize for you at the end, whether or not you keep the hearing aids. But as you said, once your life gets altered in a positive way like that, it's a hard thing to give back.
Yeah, you're not going to want to, and that's the fun part about this for us is that we get to see that life change and the kind of the light bulb go on.
Yeah, but it's your hearing
in real time.
You've got to have your hearing.
You got to have your hearing if you want to talk, if you want to watch movies, if you want to have conversations, if you want to have a job. You got to have your hearing.
So, by the way, descriptive audio on the I watched or listened to Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
Okay.
I put a blindfold on and I listened to the descriptive video, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
There was so much more stuff that I didn't realize.
Now you got to try that with a movie you haven't seen before.
Yeah, maybe. But I've seen that movie 100 times, and yet there was new information that came out just from the guy's cool voice, like, well, here comes Butch now, and they're going to do this. And I'm like, oh, cool.
Well, that would be really cool then if the hearing aids are able to patch into that. So what we want you to do, call 801-701-1629 today during the movie show so you can have all of these free things come at you and a chance to evaluate this amazing new technology for free for 30 days. 801-701-1629.
Each and every time I decide it's time to go to NPS, I like to think of it as a nice place to save store. I always allow for a little extra time. Sure, there are the things you pick up each and every time you shop there, but truly, it's an adventure to go to NPS, especially the industrial store in Salt Lake, right there on Empire, just a little west of Redwood Road at 1600 South. You are going to find amazing items at spectacular prices. Now, everything at all four of the NPS stores are discounted 30 to 70% each and every day. But right now, at that industrial store, the location there, 70% off light bulbs, indoor and outdoor lighting, and of course, AC units and fans are 70% off. Single-priced items, 30% off, $300 or more. 25% off all other merchandise. Some exclusions apply, so be sure to check it out. NPS, the industrial store in Salt Lake.
Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean. Of course I use Mr. Clean Magic Eraser to clean tough messes off my stovetop and bathtub. But then I discovered I can also use it to easily clean my patio furniture and even my shoes. I'm hooked.
And when wipes won't cut it, I use Magic Eraser Sheets. They're thin and flexible erasers, perfect for everyday messes, like gunk on my counters and sinks. They really are magical.
The reviews are in. Mr. Clean Magic Eraser and Sheets make cleaning look easy.
I was crossing the street when I met the love of my life. I chased after her. Nothing would stand in my way. Not the dog walker, nor the hot dog vendor. Finally reaching her, I asked, "What do you call that amazing smell?"
It's Gain Flings.
Gain Flings. My love had a name, but more importantly, it had a scent.
Fall in love with Gain Flings. Seriously good scent. Gain Flings with 50% more freshness ingredients versus leading bargain detergent.
Lennox Technology and the people who stand behind it. That's what you could expect when you work with your local Lennox dealer. Call Climate Services. Your Lennox system. Your Lennox dealer. They are truly perfect together. working together season after season to maintain your home's ultimate comfort. For a limited time, get up to $1,500 in rebates, or qualified buyers make no payments, incur no interest for 6 months when financing a new Lennox system. Plus, receive up to $3,200 in federal tax credits. Working with Call Climate Services means you're choosing the best in the business. Call today at 801-298-4810, 801-298-4810, or visit online at callclimate.com. Callclimate.com. Conditions apply. See dealer for details. Dealer license number 35823455501.
It's the world-famous KSL Movie Show on KSL News Radio.
All right, Steve, it's time for movie news.
Not just any news.
Stop what you're doing and listen.
Movie news on the KSL Movie Show.
Well, obviously the big news, as far as we're concerned, is the resolution of the Writers Guild strike that happened, like an hour? I feel like after we went off the air last week. We talked and hopefully it'll get resolved. And then, boom, it was resolved within a day after that. But so what does that mean? Essentially what it means right now is with the actor strike not resolved, is that all these writers can go back to work writing for your favorite TV show, movies, and for all the projects that have now gotten behind.
They've been doing it this whole time.
Actually, I was reading there's a lot of chatter that this is different. When the writer's strike ended back in 2008, there was a ton of what they call spec scripts, which is when they've written stuff but they haven't been commissioned to do it.
Right.
And they're not expecting as many this time because actually everybody put time in on the picket line for the last few months.
Yeah, whatever.
Supposedly. But that's supposedly.
Oh, but spec scripts are always kind of difficult to get produced. I'm talking about guys who have been writing for TV shows or have been writing these movies, and they know the next one's coming.
Yeah.
It's in the can. I mean, they've written it. They just have to polish it up or whatever.
And they said, I did read that it takes about 6 to 8 weeks of writing before they need the actors anyway, especially for like network television and some of the streaming series. So they're okay if it takes a while before the actor strike gets resolved because they're not ready to shoot the stuff that they've got to finish writing.
They're going to be much quicker this time, though, I'm sure of it.
And live TV stuff like the comedians and Saturday Night Live are coming back much sooner than scripted stuff. But there is a chance now that we'll get at least a half season starting in the spring. So that's the resolution of the writers' strike.
Anyway, that's the first step. People shouldn't think, everything's great. No, this is step one towards getting TV and
that's
true.
But like I said, they have about 6 to 8 weeks before they got to have the actors, is what I was reading a writer who writes for television saying. But the good news is now we're a step closer.
All right. Ready for this one?
Yeah.
So Martin Scorsese's doing a lot of press.
I had a feeling this one was coming up.
Oh, you've heard this one? He says that Warner Brothers wanted to make Departed into a franchise.
Oh, no, I didn't hear that one. I heard the other stuff he was saying.
Oh.
Where he was bashing Marvel movies again.
Oh, he's always done that. But in this case, he said, Warner Brothers wanted to make Departed into a franchise, and they were ticked off when he murdered everyone in the movie. I can't remember everything.
I did hear that they really tried to talk him out of one particular character's death.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, but I know of a couple people that died. But when I've seen the scene, even though it's out of context, I was like, oh, wow, wouldn't have expected that.
It should have been called Headshots the Movie. I mean, it was like, are you kidding me? How many times are you going to shoot these people in the head? That's crazy.
So Marty Scorsese, I'm guessing he fought back against that, knowing how he feels about franchises.
Well, he definitely didn't want to do it, and that's why he murdered everyone.
He made sure there was going to be no sequels to that movie.
Exactly.
All right, here's something that, especially here in Utah, The Sound of Music is one of the most beloved musicals, especially movies. My father-in-law's favorite. A new version of the soundtrack of the movie featuring more than 40 previously unreleased tracks and unheard vocals by Christopher Plummer will debut on December 1st. It's called the Super Deluxe Edition, and it has 11 alternate takes from the film that audiences have never heard before. Now, if you remember, Christopher Plummer did not record. He recorded songs for the film, but in the movie, his vocals were ultimately dubbed over by Bill Lee. But now, 60 years later, Christopher Plummer's versions will be available for fans to hear.
He really did not like doing that movie. Didn't like Julie Andrews. They did not get along.
Well, they hit it very well on screen. It
Yeah,
looked
oh,
like
yeah.
they loved
Well,
each
they're
other.
actors.
But that's the thing. So you'll actually get to hear Christopher Plummer sing those songs. There's
Is that
actually
good?
alternate versions of songs. In fact,
So he didn't do Edelweiss? That's not him?
that's Bill Lee in the movie. Wow. In fact, previously unheard songs include The Little Deers, which combines I Have Confidence and My Favorite Things, as well as a song called New Governess, which was never featured in the film.
And how are we going to hear these?
It's going to come out in the Super Deluxe Edition released to the public on December 1st.
The movie itself with all these
No,
additions?
no.
Oh, just the
soundtrack. I don't know if they're going to do. I didn't see that.
Okay.
All right. So
one other thing, Michael Gambon passed away.
I was going to say, I was hoping we would mention that.
He was 82 years old. I mean, he did a lot more than just Harry Potter movies, by the way.
No, but that's what he's best known for. He had to take over for Richard Harris. My goodness, people were quick to text when we didn't say he took over for Richard Harris in the role.
Yeah. Yeah.
That
was a big deal.
So,
and then David McCallum. I love David McCallum. Ever since he was in Man from U.N.C.L.E., he was 90 years old. How do you start a new career at 70 when he started doing NCIS? And he went all the way through, until he passed away. That's unbelievable to me. But he was in The Great Escape, and he was the Man from U.N.C.L.E. I love that guy. I mean, that was my show growing up. Him and Robert Vaughn, the men from U.N.C.L.E. Ilya Kuryakin.
That's actually a show I have never seen. Sorry.
You're going to have
but
to make
you
a
can
list.
love it. That's okay. And that is movie news. Okay, well, we are broadcasting live from My Hearing Centers, and we want KSL Movie Show listeners to take advantage of an opportunity to try out the absolute latest in hearing aid technology called the Signia Charge and Go IX. The number to call is 801-701-1629. And Matt, tell us really quick, what would you get when you call that number? What's going to happen?
Well, when you call, we're going to schedule you for a free hearing evaluation, you or a loved one. So if you have a loved one that has hearing problems, call for them as well. And that's in any of our offices. We have offices all the way up to Ogden, down to Nephi. So give us a call. We'll get you scheduled in any of those offices. If you call before the show ends, we'll put you into a drawing. One of the people that calls today and schedule an appointment up to the first 50 will be put into that drawing, and they are going to win. Someone's going to win a set of these IX hearing aids.
You're going to win a set of hearing aids that we here on the movie show have pretty exclusively. Anywhere else in the country, they got to wait till next week before anybody can even start testing them out. But here at My Hearing Centers, you guys already have it. It's the Signia Charge and Go IX. We'll tell you more about it as we keep going in the show. But we want you to call 801-701-1629 and take advantage of all of these free things that you can get and to try out this technology.
KSL FM Midvale, KSL Salt Lake City.
It's 10 o'clock at KSL News Radio. I'm Dan Bomas. KSL's top story this hour, Utah Attorney General Sean Reyes is speaking out about the sexual misconduct allegations against Operation Underground Railroad founder Tim Ballard. KSL News Radio's Kate Davis has details.
Tim Ballard is accused of coercing women into acts including showering with him and sharing a bed under a tactic he calls the couple's ruse to rescue trafficked children. But Reyes says he has never seen or experienced anything improper or illegal while interacting with Ballard and the organization. Reyes also says the women coming forward need to be heard to make sure all the credible evidence gets presented.
Reyes says he will not comment on the accusations because he didn't witness any of the alleged misconduct. Ballard has been denying all the claims against him. Our top national story this hour from ABC News. Flags on Capitol Hill flying at half staff today to honor Senator Dianne Feinstein, who passed away at the age of 90. ABC's Dan Ashley is in San Francisco looking back at Feinstein's extraordinary life.
Feinstein was married 3 times. She had her only daughter, Catherine, with her first husband, who she divorced after 3 years. In 1962, she married her second husband, Bertram Feinstein, who died in 1978 of colon cancer, just months before Feinstein became San Francisco mayor. In 1980, Feinstein married her third husband, investment banker Richard Blum. She remained with him until his death from cancer in 2022.
And your money at this moment, the Dow Jones average down on the day right now, 57 points. The NASDAQ is up, though, 82 points right now. And our KSL weather, the rain is going to hold off until Sunday. That's next. KSL News Time, 10:02.
Start your days with knowledgeable, friendly voices telling you about the latest news and weather out there.
Hi, this is Tim Hughes and Amanda Dixon
In the business of waking you up each morning from 5 to 9.
on KSL News Radio.
Hi, this is Clark Ivory with Ivory Homes. 2023 is turning out to be a great year for Ivory home buyers. Let me tell you why. The number of existing homes for sale is way down, so with fewer used homes to choose from, new home sales have soared. At Ivory Homes, we are creating all kinds of possibilities for you. A great selection of new homes ready for move-in, and fixed interest rates as low as 5.875%, saving you hundreds on your monthly payment. Check out Ivory Homes today.
When making important life decisions about your financial future or insurance needs, it's important to work with people you trust. That's why at Farm Bureau Financial Services, we don't rely on algorithms, bots, or auto-generated answers. We get to know you, so we can help you get the right coverage and make smart financial decisions. We're the people who provide insurance and financial planning all in one place. Find a Farm Bureau agent or advisor at fbfs.com/protect. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Ron had a tax problem he just couldn't handle on his own.
I owed the IRS taxes for over 5 years, but I didn't have any money to pay the taxes.
Those years cost him dearly.
Most of it was fees and interest. It was horrible.
Ron finally called in the pros.
I called Optima Tax Relief, and boy, am I happy I did.
The leading tax resolution firm, Optima, is A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau. They've resolved over $1 billion for their clients. Ron was overjoyed.
They settled my account with the IRS. I was ecstatic. They are a lifesaver. They are. I am so happy.
Take Ron's advice and call Optima now for a free consultation.
Yeah, don't do like I did and wait. Call Optima Tax Relief. Do it now. You'll be ecstatic like me.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
September means it's time for Any Hour Services free furnace sale. What's up, everybody? I'm Mike Wilson with Any Hour Services, and as summer comes to a close and falls right around the corner, the weather gets, well, perfect. And when the weather's perfect, people need a little extra incentive to replace their heating and cooling system. That's where Any Hour Services free furnace sale comes in. For the month of September, when you have Any Hour Services install a new air conditioner, we'll give you a new furnace for just the cost to install it. About $400. The furnace is free, you just pay the labor. And there's no catch. There's no raising the price on the air conditioner first. There's no making you buy the most expensive air conditioner to qualify. There's none of that. There's just a desire to keep our technicians working while the weather's mild and a genuine appreciation of you for helping us keep them busy. So if you've been thinking about replacing your old furnace and air conditioner and want to know exactly how much you can save during our free furnace sale, call Any Hour Services today and schedule a free estimate. Google Any Hour Services or schedule online at anyhourservices.com. No one helps more homeowners than Any Hour Services.
Traffic and weather together brought to you by Granite Credit Union's new Dividend Plus checking account. Here's Aubrey Withridge.
Well, we do have a crash. This is in Provo Canyon, right near Glen Canyon parking lot. It's affecting westbound travelers. There is a car that's in the left lane. It's ran into the median and it's facing the wrong direction. So you're just going to have to get past that, but it is closed. The left lane is closed through that area. So just give yourself some time to get through that stretch. And if you are traveling on 215's East Belt, you're going to run into a little bit of slowdown through the construction zone around 4500 south. And then Foothill Drive is a little bit slow between 1700 south and 1300 south right now. Limited tickets available for the Nate Bargatze Be Funny Tour Saturday, September 30th, 3 p.m. at the Delta Center. Tickets available at deltacenter.com. Nate Bargatze Be Funny Tour live at Delta Center. I'm Aubrey Withridge in the KSL Traffic Center.
KSL weather, sunny and warm again today. A low-pressure system brings clouds and south winds into Utah tomorrow. We'll see rain on Sunday. Today's high 81, 82 tomorrow, only 65 on Sunday. And right now, we're at 59 degrees with sunny skies. I'm Dan Bomas, KSL News Radio, 102.7 FM, 1160 AM, and KSLNewsRadio.com, Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
It's the KSL Movie Show.
The end is inevitable. They're kind of headed for extinction.
Maybe so, sir, but not today.
The week's big movie review, movie news, news, games, and prizes. Here's Andy Farnsworth and Steve Sales.
Right now, we are being so unoffensive, we might as well be a Hallmark Christmas movie. You know what I'm saying?
On KSL News Radio, 102.7 FM and 1160 AM.
I'm marveling today at the wavelength match between Steve and our producer Stone, who's out here at my hearing center.
We are linked.
Because they are definitely finishing each other's sandwiches, and it is impressive.
Sandwiches?
That's from Frozen. It's a song. Everybody under a certain age just got that reference. But we are talking about movies, our text question of the week, and we even put it on our Facebook page, KSL Movie Show Facebook page.
How dare you?
And boy, this is one that we've definitely hit a vein of people that want to tell you a movie that you loved but didn't do well at the box office. We've had texts pouring in at 57500.
That means they'd have to actually look it up to see if it bombed first, and then or are they just
well,
saying?
some of them are just going with ones they don't. It's not really considered a blockbuster.
Oh, okay.
Here's a vote on our Facebook page for Tremors with Kevin Bacon. I know you love Tremors.
Oh, that's so bad it's good.
Here's a good one. Going with recency. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
Oh, it's
that is
adorable.
considered a bomb based on what they thought. Another vote for John Carter. There's a lot of secret John Carter love here.
Wow.
Let's see. My son and I loved Edge of Tomorrow.
That was a great movie.
Mark says Edge of Tomorrow and Oblivion.
I loved them both.
A couple of Tom Cruise. Prince of Persia. I didn't see that till it was out on TV, and I enjoyed that a lot.
Yeah, that's a good movie.
Joe versus the Volcano. Tom Hanks back in the 80s.
Yeah.
Three Amigos. Did that do well at the box? I don't know. Outside of Ghostbusters in the mid-'80s and a couple of others, I don't know what did well at the box office. Here's one. The Flash. This year's The Flash.
Oh, that's an excellent choice.
I'll toss one on. Shazam! Fury of the Gods.
Oh, absolutely.
I enjoyed the heck out of that.
It was better than the first one.
And people didn't really go see it. So that's our question of the day. A movie that didn't do well at the box office that you loved. All right, Steve, it's time for Big Streaming Review.
Planning a weekend on the couch? Streaming your favorite movie or a new show? Andy and Steve sort through it all so you only binge the best. It's the Movie Show Streaming Reviews on KSL News Radio.
And our streaming reviews are sponsored by the Joshua Stern Team. Visit sternteam.com to learn your home's real value in 30 seconds. Click Sell, then Home Evaluation. All right, Steve, let's lead it off with The Wonderful World of Henry Sugar.
Okay. Oh,
we have sound from it.
Oh, good.
I'm a man who can see without using his eyes.
This is a terrific piece of information. This could change my life.
An extraordinary thing happened. All at once, he sees through his own skin. Like an X-ray, only better, he sees everything. Henry is now almost certainly capable of making money faster than any other person in the entire world. Interesting.
All right, so this is based on the same story written by Roald Dahl, The Wonderful World of Henry Sugar.
Isn't it exactly the thing?
Yeah, that's the story, yeah. He wrote a bunch of short stories, Roald Dahl did, not just the full book length. But
I'm thinking this might be the exact,
oh, no, it's it feels like it's word for word the entire short story.
Exactly.
But what makes this so unique is the all-star cast, and it's directed by Wes Anderson, and it's 40 minutes long.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. I know we don't normally do short movies, but this one is so good. And you got Benedict Cumberbatch, you got
Ben Kingsley.
You got Dev Patel.
And Ray Fiennes.
Oh, Ray Fiennes plays, Roald.
He's under so much makeup, I only recognized him by his voice.
Yeah. And it is brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant.
It is. Okay, so last week we were laughing at No One Will Save You, where it went 2 hours with no dialogue.
Oh, I've got some explanation, but I won't give that away.
But this is the reverse of that. This is so much dialogue that they don't take a breath. It's almost like they took an hour-and-a-half movie and they clipped out any point where somebody wasn't talking and they pushed it all together. And it's hypnotizing how good it is.
It's pure words. How could you do Roald Dahl better than just having it say everything that he... It's like you're reading the short story, except really cool people are telling you the story. That is brilliant.
It feels like stream of consciousness. What makes it so impressive is how long they would hold a single take where either Benedict Cumberbatch or Ray Fiennes or whoever is, or Dev Patel, because he has a really long soliloquy in there, where they just, how they had that memorized, and then it just shows you why they're such good actors is the ability. The movie's already almost over if you started watching it as we started this review. That's how quick it seems to go by, but it is transfixing. I love Roald Dahl. I much prefer Wes Anderson's take on Roald Dahl than, say, Tim Burton's takes on Roald Dahl, where they get really into darkness. This is like a light take, and so I thought it was great.
I was absolutely brilliant. I watched this like, holy crap, this is awesome.
And it's rated PG, and it is 40 minutes long, and it's streaming on Netflix.
Absolutely, you must see.
And especially if you're a Wes Anderson fan, because this feels so, it is Wes Anderson-y to a T.
Oh, and all these actors are just incredible in it.
And they move backgrounds around while they're talking. Well,
that's definitely Wes Anderson. When stuff goes flying up
it's
and
like
out of the way.
they could have done this on the stage almost.
Oh, it feels like a stage play.
Yeah. All right, so that is The Wonderful World of Henry Sugar. Now, let's talk about Flora and Son.
Jesus Christ, it's like a club in here. Turn it down a second. Was that yours? How did you make that? It sounded epic. Why don't you ask her out?
Can I try that on?
It's too big.
That's the look.
Yeah, for turtles.
She's totally out of my league.
Let's write a song just to hear your passion.
She hated it. Just get out of my way, woman.
Gladly.
Well, this is maybe the movie of the week for me. Flora and Son.
Sorry about the beginning of that.
Yeah.
Even though those are the only two words you probably understood of that whole clip of dialogue.
It's so Irish brogue. This is Eve Hewson, who's famous. Well, first of all, she's a heck of an actress.
Oh,
but
amazing.
Probably people would know her more as she's Bono's daughter, the U2 lead singer Bono. It's his daughter.
Seriously?
Yeah. Oh, so I guess maybe everybody didn't know that.
I did not know that.
That is Bono's daughter, and she finds an old guitar. She gives it to her son. It's a single mom and her son. He refuses it. They're at complete odds. She's not a great mom. She tries, but she had him at 17, and there's a lot of resentment built in within her. He doesn't take it, so she fixes it up, and she decides to take some online guitar lessons, meets Joseph Gordon-Levitt, who's a online guitar instructor from California, and they immediately bond over music.
Yeah, she's in Dublin, by the way.
She's in Dublin, Ireland, exactly. And they bond, and I was captivated.
Okay, I didn't know that this was a John Carney movie. Now, for those of you who've seen Once or Sing Street or Begin Again, I think that was the one with Mark Ruffalo. I didn't like that as much as I loved Once. I loved Sing Street. And this is another John Carney movie, and it's done brilliantly. It's got some sass, though. There are some moments in there we're like, ew. Probably.
Yeah, the language, unfortunately, this one broke my heart because I would recommend this to so many people that I feel like I can't necessarily do just because of and there's some really saucy language parts.
Well, yeah, when she starts talking to her ex, Jack Rayner, that was like, ooh, key.
Yeah.
Don't need that.
And then just a lot of other language. I mean,
it fits
the flip
the
side is
though.
The brogue is so thick that sometimes you won't even realize they're swearing, probably.
Well, I had the subtitles on, so
so yeah, you knew.
I saw it all.
All right, but this is Flora and Son, and I mean, the power of music.
Yes.
And it's just when I was done, I was like, before it was done, I was like, I think this is my movie of the week. And I watched it last night, so I'd seen everything else, and I saw this, and I was like, I like this the best of the week by far.
Here's the weird thing. They've submitted it for Best Song, that High Life at the end, and Best Supporting Actor, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, fine.
Okay,
but
what
about
not
Eve?
Oh, yeah.
I'm
with you.
That's a huge mistake because she
was
is powerful, she is gritty, she is tough, and just love her performance in this film.
And I loved the story, and it worked for me on every level. I just wish it wasn't rated R so I could recommend it to more people. But it is on streaming, so maybe that'll help. That's on Apple.
And at the District. It's playing at the District.
Oh, it's playing at the District also. Oh,
yes.
So you could see it in theaters too.
Absolutely.
Oh, give it a shot in theaters if this intrigues you at all. That's Flora and Son in theaters and on Apple TV Plus.
Love this movie.
Awesome. Okay, well, we'll talk about some more streaming stuff later in the show as we return on the movie show. But we are at My Hearing Centers broadcasting live today, and we're at their Sandy location at 90th South and 700 East. And we have been talking about this brand new hearing aid, literally state of the art, like not just state of the art where like we haven't invented anything new in the last several years. This is still state of the art. This is hot off the I don't know, the hearing aid presses. Yep. The hearing aid manufacturing plants. Brand new Signia Charge and Go IX. And one of the things that it does, Matt, maybe tell us a little bit more about that, is the own voice processing and why that's important in a hearing aid.
You're experiencing, I'm experiencing right now, right? When I'm talking and I got an audio device on my head, I'm hearing my voice as well as other people, and you're hearing your own voice. It's unique, but with hearing aids, generally what we had to do is kind of teach people, now that you're using an audio device, you're going to hear your voice a little bit more than you used to, and you have to adapt, right? The brain has to adapt to it. We had enough complaints that some smart engineers finally said, you know what, we can figure this out. And so we'll teach your hearing aids to recognize your voice and not re-amplify it, so you don't hear your own voice through the audio device. It just says, oh yeah, I know that guy. We're not going to re-amplify that sound, and we keep going.
Well, and it seems like an obvious thing to do. And if you've ever had it, it distracts you in conversations. It's just off, and you're programmed to listen to other input. Like your brain automatically slows down, even when it's you.
Yeah.
Ooh, who just said that? They sure sound great.
Yeah. Another way to describe it: if you've ever been on a phone call and you pick up your own voice back on that phone call, and so you're talking, you're like, and it's so distracting. That's kind of what it's like. And so it's removing that feedback information back into your hearing aid. Just a quick another thing, if I can.
Sure.
The question was asked: do we tap into that secondary audio channel for descriptive audio? The short answer is yes. The long answer is it really depends on your television or the theater or that you're at watching a movie. But if they have the ability, the hearing aid can tap into that audio.
Cool. So it's that particular one. You'd have to change the setting on your television or whatever you're.
So whatever you're using, whatever you're using to get the descriptive audio out, we have a way to tap into that system, whether it's your TV, your sound bar, your cable box. We just have to tap into that particular
so if it's
device.
If it's provided, you'll be able to hear it.
If it's provided, we can tap into it. We can help you hear it. Yep.
It's amazing that they can create natural sound using these processors in a device that really, we were saying earlier, it's not much bigger. The part that goes behind your ear, not much bigger than a jelly bean, and it's certainly less wide than a jelly bean.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. I mean, what's inside that technology? It's not just. I mean, we have to fit the battery inside there, which is actually taking up most of space. Dual processors, so 2 processors, has some memory in there, and then some circuitry to be able to put it all together. All that's fit in this tiny device, and we've removed the receiver part. So and a speaker. Sorry, and there's 2. Not speakers, but 2 microphones inside the hearing aid as well. Directional microphone, so it helps identify where things are coming from, and then a speaker that sits on the outside. So it's a pretty robust device in a very, very small package.
And it manages to do all that while also reducing background noise. So that's a pretty amazing device. I mean, I keep using the word amazing, but I can't figure out another way to describe something that small that can do all of those things to make you be able to hear the way that you used to be able to.
Yeah, and it's really hard to describe the effects of it or the benefits of it all over the phone. That's why we're doing this risk-free 30-day trial. We're actually going to try the hearing aids at the theater, in your homes, at your work, at church, to see if it's really going to help you out in those different environments you need help in. And if it isn't, you give it back to us. Thank you. We still give you some movie tickets. If it is, great discounts for you if you want to keep them. And you're going to experience, I believe, from the feedback that we've gotten, improved lifestyle.
So the number you need to call in order to get in on this trial is 801-701-1629 for My Hearing Centers.
This weekend, take a needed break, relax and refresh with the 193rd Semi-Annual General Conference of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. KSL's coverage begins Saturday morning at 9:30 with live sessions all weekend. We have you covered at 102.7 FM or on the app for KSL News Radio.
Be advised, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to save 40 to 80% on a hot tub and swim spa. This weekend only, today through Sunday. Mountain America Expo Center, Sandy. Be advised, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to save 40 to 80% on a hot tub and swim spa. This weekend only, today through Sunday. Mountain America Expo Center, Sandy. 18-month interest-free financing. Our factories have demanded we sell 1,000 hot tubs and swim spas this weekend. Mountain America Expo Center, Sandy. Huge factory incentives, factory rebates, this weekend only. Mountain America Expo Center, Sandy. We can remove your old hot tub. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Hot tub starting at $2,999. Mountain America Expo Center, Sandy. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Just relax and enjoy. Mountain America Expo Center, Sandy. Friday, noon to 8 p.m. Saturday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Sunday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Free admission, free parking, free delivery. Mountain America Expo Center, Sandy. Call 833-SPA-SALE or visit hottubandSwimSpaSale.com.
Troy, I'm depressed. Bitches RV and American Fork is killing it.
What's depressing about that?
Stewart's RV managers and staff are still here, so we've got the same incredible customer service.
That's good.
And we brought in new RV brands like Ember RV and GoPlay Travel Trailers.
Also good.
And now you can shop hundreds more RVs at bitches.com.
Still waiting for the sad part.
I'm used to being a mentor, but I'm turning into a manatee.
You do have the same shape. Bish's RV is now open in American Fork. Come see us at the previous Stewart's RV or at our North Salt Lake location. Bish's RV, where memories begin.
Introducing Yes Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric. We're bringing all of Utah's favorite HVAC, plumbing, and electrical brands under one roof. Call the pros at Yes and take $50 off any heating, cooling, plumbing, or electrical system repair over $200. Get fast relief and $50 off any repair from Yes Heating, Air Conditioning.
But I am here to report that the end is near.
Say it isn't so, Jake. If we're near the end of the corn season, can the end of the world be far behind?
That might be coming too, but I'm talking about the end of the corn season.
Stop by and stock up now with Jake's Farm Fresh Corn, tomatoes, watermelons, and more.
After that, it's Jakers Jack-O-Lanterns for all your fall family fun.
Jakers in Springville open September 29th, and Little Jakers in Sandy the first week of October.
Fresh from our family's farm to your family's dinner table.
Harward Farms.
Martin's Collision Repair.
50,000 cars repaired and counting. Just check Martin's 5-star online reviews.
Kristen posted, everyone was super helpful and answered any questions I had. I would definitely recommend Martin's Repair to other people.
Hi, I'm Tiago Martins. Check Martin's Facebook page or martinscollision.com for your 5-star Martin's experience. On State Street in Orem and in Salem, we work with all insurance companies.
The right repair, the right paint, the right choice. Martin's Collision Repair.
The Movie Show.
It ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done.
On KSL News Radio.
Well, we've been doing our big streaming reviews, and we talked about The Wonderful World of Henry Sugar, Flora and Son. I did have a texter say, why can't these be in theaters? Well, good news is Flora and Son you can catch in theaters.
Yes.
Wonderful World of Henry Sugar, sorry, that one's only on Netflix.
Is it Netflix or Apple?
Wonderful World of Henry Sugar is on Netflix.
Okay. Good.
Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar. I keep calling it World, but I think it's Story.
Yeah, it is Story. Wonderful Story.
Yeah. Okay, so, but now we have some more stuff on streaming again. These are two, well, one of them's a movie. Let's talk about Reptile.
I walked in the front door. I called out for her. Hello? No answer.
And then what? Is there anyone you can think of who might have done this?
A few nights ago, this guy showed up at my house, acting strange.
Strange in what way? Who do we like for this? I'll go with the boyfriend. I got the friend. I'll take the weirdo. I'm going with the ex-husband.
Are you gonna tell me what's going on?
All right, so Reptile stars Benicio del Toro as a homicide detective assigned to work the murder of a female realtor in his town. Evidence points to a whole bunch of different people all along the way, including her boyfriend, played by Justin Timberlake, who you heard in the clip, her ex-husband, and a local man who's angry with Justin Timberlake's character. And so as Del Toro's investigation gets deeper, the more disturbing things he finds and the larger the potential conspiracy goes.
Here's the fun thing about this movie. So when they go, wow, look at that creepy guy, my daughter and I were going, red herring.
Right.
So we call out the red herring. So, you get extra points if you know who it isn't.
Yes. But did you know who it was?
I had a pretty good idea. That's the thing about this. It's a little bit too predictable and way too long. It's 2 hours and 13 minutes long. It didn't need to be that long. It's a lot of Benicio going, I'm very puzzled by this case.
I don't know. I thought they kept me guessing pretty well. I figured that it wasn't the one that looked the most obvious at first. But then here's the thing. All of them look kind of obvious. All the suspects look kind of obvious at one point or another. I was a little bit surprised where it went. There's one particular twist with a phone call that I had to rewatch really quickly because I was like, wait, what just happened there? Thankfully, it was on streaming, so I could rewind it.
Was that when it looked like somebody was answering, but somebody else answered? And
that too, and then there was another one that I'll tell you off air because I don't want to give away any of the plot. But I actually found it to be really interesting. It was a little bit too long. I think you're right. I couldn't think when I was watching it what I would have chopped off necessarily. But it did feel like there was some way they could have shortened it. Maybe the thing where Del Toro's threatening the guy who is being friendly to his wife, Alicia Silverstone.
Oh, I actually kind of like that scene.
Yeah, but I mean, it would. As far as it went, it didn't necessarily.
I thought his backstory. What was the point of that? I mean, it really didn't play any significance.
I think it was so that you're not necessarily supposed to trust him, or I don't know, I can't talk about it much more without giving away plot details. But this is Reptile. It is rated R, and it is streaming.
And by the way,
Netflix.
Somebody that should have got their comeuppance did not in this movie.
Not in the movie, but they'll get it later probably. In Reptile 2, Second Skin.
Oh.
Patent pending.
Are you molting right now?
All right, so that is Reptile on Netflix. We also have, Steve, let's truly talk quick about Gen V over on Prime Video.
Okay, we have sound?
No, it's a series.
So, if you've seen The Boys.
I have not.
It is very violent. It is about superheroes, and they are jerks.
I believe it is. What if we could do a superhero show where we just let the superheroes be completely wild and
wild is
debauched.
Not the word. They are messed up, and so is this. This is Gen V is about kids that are self-aware that their parents put them into the V compound and made them into superheroes, not knowing how it would affect them later in life. And now some of these kids are really super messed up.
So this isn't superhero teens in college?
Yes.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yeah, it's sort of like Hogwarts for super kids,
for debauched superheroes.
But they're just messed up. Clancy Brown is like the headmaster of this place, but it is. I'm telling you, I was laughing and I was describing to my daughter because I had my headphones on while I was watching on the computer, and I said, "You're not going to believe this scene." She goes, "What kind of garbage are you watching?" And I'm telling, that's probably why I stopped watching The Boys about a season and a half into it, because it just got so disgusting. It's oddly funny, though, very darkly funny, but you have to have the thickest skin on the planet to get through this. Even though there's some funny bits in it, there's some really unbelievable, horrifying things that they do to themselves or other people. So just be aware. Having said that, I watched the first 6 episodes. There are only 2 left, and I was kind of hooked on it, even though I was like maniacally laughing and describing horrifying scenes to my adult daughter. By the way, I'm not gonna, it's bedtime stories with Daddy. She was like, "Dad, that sounds absolutely horrifying." I go, "But you got to put it in context. Don't watch this if you have any sensibilities that can be poked at, because wow."
All right, and that's Gen V on Prime Video. All right, when we get back, we'll come back with the Movie Show Top 10 on the Movie Show here on KSL News Radio.
It's 10:30 at KSL News Radio. I'm Dan Bomas. KSL's top local story this hour. The U.S. Forest Service has decided not to start a prescribed burn today in Parley's and Lambs Canyons. Spokesperson Sierra Hellstrom says it's just too windy today, but it is important to take care of the piles of trees and brush that have already been cut down by work crews.
So we have very small windows in which we're able to complete some of these projects. So the excessive fuels in the area do create a potential for a catastrophic fire.
Hellstrom says they may try again tomorrow. After that, the Forest Service would have to determine if it's an essential project because of the possible government shutdown. A section of Center Street in Provo is closed as crews work to raise crosswalks. BYU game day traffic won't be too affected, but City Traffic Manager Vern Kiesler says the repairs are all about pedestrian safety.
We're doing everything that we can to slow the traffic down. So at 15 miles an hour, a vehicle should be able to go over these raised crosswalks very comfortably. But if they go over faster, they're going to know about it. And so we want the pedestrian to have the right of way in that Center Street area.
Kiesler recommends catching public transit if you'd like to avoid traffic hassles or parking. Our top national story this hour from ABC News. As lawmakers on Capitol Hill scramble to put together a deal to keep the government running, federal agencies are preparing workers for a shutdown that could affect their paychecks. ABC's Ike Ajachi is in Washington with more.
As many as 4 million workers could lose pay as a result of a shutdown, half of whom are military troops and personnel. Hundreds of thousands of federal workers will be furloughed. Those in uniform will continue their posts without pay. Experts say some furloughed military families will lose services they rely on, such as mental health care, after-school activities for their kids, and even child care centers. Ike Ajachi, ABC News, Washington.
Your money at this moment, the Dow Jones average down on the day 35 points right now, while the NASDAQ is up 94 points. And our KSL weather, looks like sunny skies today, but rain by Sunday. That's next. KSL News at 10:33.
Early mornings can be hard enough, just getting yourself going.
We try to make it a little easier with news and weather from comfortable, trusted anchors and reporters.
Join us on Utah's Morning News between 5 and 9
on KSL News Radio.
Call Climate Services is your local heating and air conditioning professionals that you can trust in every situation. Call Climate Services removes the stress that often accompanies a needed repair or replacement of your HVAC system. Call Climate Service technicians are trained to diagnose problems carefully and repair them safely and correctly. Their customers look forward to having them meet their needs and high expectations. Call Climate Services is a no gimmicks, straight talking with proven results company. Isn't it time that you give Call Climate Services a chance to make your day? Check out their Lennox Spring Specials at callclimate.com or give them a jingle at 801-298-4810. That's callclimate.com or call 801-298-4810. Remember, Call Climate Services. Dependable service. Trusted Lennox products. Callclimate.com. That's callclimate.com. Call Climate Services 801-298-4810.
Hey guys, do you know what makes Revive Men's Health Salt Lake City different? You. Every Revive treatment and medication is personalized just for you. Revive has the experts that guys go to when their current treatment isn't working. They have a complicated medical condition, or they're just not happy with their daily performance. Since 2011, they've helped thousands of local men suffering with the symptoms of low T and ED. Their goal is simple, to get to the bottom of your issues and fix them. Your best performance requires more than generic ED medications or a low-dose testosterone booster at a low-ball price like you find online. Revive medications are custom compounded, affordable, and guaranteed to resolve your issues. Stop dealing with the symptoms of low T or ED. Book your T-check and exam today. Call 801-263-7777. That's 801-263-7777. Or visit us at revivemenshealth.com.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those round trips that you plan in advance, which are perfect on your way there and perfect on your way back? Or those meetings with friends for which you make a group chat 3 months before so that nobody or anything is missing? Or your daughter's first birthday party. You planned it with such dedication that instead of the first, it felt like our 15s. The same way you plan each detail for those moments. Start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make. Get started at ready.gov/plan.
Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Traffic and weather together, brought to you by Granite Credit Union's new Dividend Plus checking account. Here's Aubrey Withridge.
Things are looking pretty good on I-15 if you're traveling between Willard Bay and Utah Lake. No delays there. Also, if you're on 215's east or west side belt, those look good. 201 freeway and I-80 also looking good. We had an earlier crash in Provo Canyon near Canyon Glen parking lot, but it looks like it's cleared now and you should be getting through at good speeds. It's the fall sales event at Murdoch Hyundai. Right now, receive 2.99% for 5 years on a Santa Fe or Tucson at Murdoch Hyundai in Logan, Linden, Murray, or online at murdochhyundai.com. I'm Aubrey Withridge in the KSL Traffic Center.
KSL weather, sunny and warm again today. Then a low pressure system brings clouds and south winds into Utah, and we'll see rain on Sunday. Today's high 81, 82 tomorrow, but only 65 on Sunday. Right now, 61 degrees and sunny. I'm Dan Bomas, KSL News Radio, 102.7 FM, 1160 AM, and KSLNewsRadio.com. Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
10, 9.
The KSL Movie Show Top 10.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And it's time for the Movie Show Top 10, sponsored by Call Climate Services. And Steve, sir, it's hit 300 million in the U.S. Is it going to hit 500 million in the U.S.?
What?
Oppenheimer. No. Number 10.
No.
No?
It's at 927 worldwide, and it's not going to hit $1 billion.
But is it going to hit $1 billion worldwide?
605 foreign. Worldwide, 927. No.
Okay. But 10
it's
weeks,
running out of gas.
It's finally run out a little bit of steam.
Yeah.
Okay, and Oppenheimer, and we both liked it, but some people really loved it.
Oh, some people say it's the best movie of the year or maybe of the decade.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, number 9, Blue Beetle.
That's plugging along. 70 domestic, 55 foreign. It's at 125.
Interestingly enough, we've had at least one vote for Blue Beetle as the movie that didn't make much at the box office, but that they really liked.
Well, comparative to other superhero movies, he's right.
Yeah, and probably what they were hoping that it was going to make. It's kind of interesting. Maybe there's a bunch of movies that came out since the strike began in the early July that got no promotion, and so they didn't do that well at the box office. But they were actually pretty good. Gran Turismo comes to mind. Didn't make as much as they hoped, but I really enjoyed. So there may be a lot from the summer of 23. That
Barbie was kind of a disappointment.
Yeah, Barbie excluded, of course. Number 8, Dumb Money premiere. Well, okay, this was a staggered release, so it was new to us last week, but it's
here's how this
10.
works. So it came out actually 2 weeks ago in 8 theaters. Then last week at 616 theaters.
Okay.
So that's why the trickle out, but it's going wide this Friday.
This Friday. Dumb Money, today. We talked about it last week. Funny, great moments. So crude.
Yeah, I ran into a friend who, normally wouldn't handle that kind of stuff. He said, "No, I thought it was pretty good."
Okay.
So he blew off the lyrics, the lyrics,
the
and
language and the lyrics. And I will say that probably language-wise, Flora and Son had more specifically gross potential dialogue than some of what was in Dumb Money. But just Dumb Money had a whole lot more of it. And in an American accent, so you could understand the swears so much better.
That's right. I mean, for some reason, Irish brogue, even when you're cussing, sounds funny.
Number 8, or that was 8. Number 8, Dumb Money, and then number 7, It Lives Inside.
Yeah, this one maybe was too specific to a culture, and so it's still kind of scary. But the resolution was.
Number 6, My Big Fat Greek Wedding 3.
No.
Steve did not like it. I enjoyed it for what it was. It's not like high art cinema.
It's made 25 domestic, 7 foreign at 32.
It's
total.
not doing well, but it is. It made $3 million last week. That's good for number 6. All right, number 5, Barbie still hanging out in the top 5.
Geez, here's the numbers: 631 domestic, 797 foreign, $1.428 billion
for Barbie.
After, 100 weeks, still at number
Something
5?
like that, yeah. It hasn't dropped out of the top 5 in the 10, 11 weeks that it's been out. Number 4, The Equalizer 3.
This has done pretty well. 82 domestic, 67 foreign, 150 total. And it's been out for, 2 or 3 weeks?
Yeah, I thought it was okay. I hadn't seen the first 2 Equalizers. It was definitely violent, but for some reason I felt like it wasn't violent the whole movie, but when it was pretty violent.
The quantity of violence was bigger in this one than the other 2.
Okay.
Quantity.
There was a lot of blood in it, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Number 3, A Haunting in Venice.
Yeah, this is trickling along. 27 domestic, 46 foreign. It's at 73 worldwide.
I'm hoping it'll do the thing. We're getting into October now, and that it'll be there just enough that then once people are kind of in the mood to go, even if they don't know that it's a Poirot, Agatha Christie mystery, they'll give it a shot because it was enjoyable.
Yeah, and I liked the scenery. I thought Venice looked really interesting.
Yeah, there's this huge spiraling shot at the end where it just keeps showing you Venice from up above where Poirot is, and
what a nice
gorgeous
little rooftop view he had of the whole
thing.
thing.
And because of the time period that it was set in, I was looking to see if Indiana Jones and Elsa were running across some rooftops somewhere, but I didn't see them in the background. So, all right, number 2, the Expendables.
The Undesirables, 10 domestic, 3 foreign, 13 million. Oh boy!
Last week you called it the Indefensibles.
Yeah, I can say everything except the actual title.
And I do want to point out that Dead Air Dave, who loves Expendables, he was there Thursday night to see it.
Attaboy.
And he liked it. He said it's the weakest of the franchise, but he enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And he also wanted to push back that I thought Over the Top wasn't that great of an action film. Yeah. All right, Dave, there you go. And then number 1, The Nun 2.
3 weeks in a row. That's amazing. 71 domestic, 135 foreign. It's at 206 for a movie that can't have been that much to produce.
Is it going to be... Is The Nun... Are the audience is all going to go to Saw now?
Well, Saw has its own audience.
Oh, okay.
So it's a whole different ball game. And I'm just going to say, if you're a Saw fan... this is probably the best since the first one.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And by best, I mean,
yeah. We're going to have to define it.
Setting the bar here.
We'll define that when we do that review coming up in a little bit. But that is our movie show top 10. The Nun 2 sitting at number 1 for the second straight week. It defeated Expendables.
Yeah.
In its opening week. All right, the question we've asked you today on our text line is, what movie did not do well at the box office but that you love? Another vote in for It's a Wonderful Life. Here's one, Strange Brew, eh?
Oh.
Do you remember that one from the 80s? Batman Mask of the Phantasm, that was an animated one. It did go to theaters first, but then it kind of gained a cult following on VHS at the time. Sahara, Matthew McConaughey, the Clive Cussler novel.
Yikes.
Let's see. Another It's a Wonderful Life. Not sure if this flopped in theaters, but I liked it. Better Off Dead. Loved Better Off Dead.
Yeah,
that's a cult one. Dream a Little Dream with Corey Haim and Corey Feldman.
Oh.
Yeah. Another
Let's
John
hear it for
Carter.
the Coreys.
Solo. People hated that movie, and it's so good.
Oh.
Solo, a Star Wars story. You remember the movie Solo that was about the lady who crashed the plane from the 80s?
No.
Yeah. It scared the tar out of me when I was a kid. The Secret Life of Walter Mitty with Ben Stiller.
That's a great film.
And The Man from U.N.C.L.E. with Henry Cavill.
Yes.
You like both of those? I've seen the original Walter Mitty with Danny Kaye, but I haven't seen the Ben Stiller one.
Oh, it's good. It's really good.
Okay. Well, that was in the era when I had kids that were small, and that was when we didn't get out to the theater much. So maybe that's when we'll throw in for family movie night. That's what I was going to say. We'll throw it in for family movie night. So that is the Movie Show Top 10. That is our text question. Keep sending your suggestions to us at 57500. Movie that bombed, but that you loved. All right, we are here at My Hearing Centers at their Sandy location. Matt, how many locations do you guys have? And now I understand they extend from St. George all the way up to...
Yeah, you corrected me because I said down to Nephi. The last
you're all the way
spot.
down to
and we do have
George.
an office in St. George.
Well, it's because it's so new.
Yeah, it is very new. Yeah, this is our first full month in St. George. It's been it's gone great. So we're hoping to be there very, very long term.
So today, Movie Show listeners, you're going to have a chance to set up a free hearing evaluation for you or a family member, and a chance to test out these brand new Signia Charge and Go IX hearing aids that, if you listen to them described, it really sounds like, and we're the Movie Show, it sounds like spy movie technology.
Yeah, and
we're going to give you this tiny thing, and it's going to go in your ear, and this is all the things that it's going to do. Your mission, James.
Yeah, well, try it for 30 days risk-free. That's your mission.
Your mission is to come in and try it out for no cost.
That's right. And there's some other benefits that we haven't discussed at this time about why you want to have your hearing tested. Obviously, we've talked about it's improved your life. It's really cool technology. That's a lot of fun to use and is going to make listening a lot easier. There's also benefits, other health benefits of having your hearing corrected, having your hearing corrected early. People that don't correct their hearing are have a higher risk of Alzheimer's, dementia later in life. They also have a higher risk of depression and anxiety that come from not being able to hear people. They're more socially isolated because they can't hear, so they isolate themselves. So you're at high risk for all of those health concerns if you don't have your hearing checked. And there's often times where people will come in and they're in their 80s and they say, "Hey, I'm ready." And we test their hearing and we recognize, you've lost 80% of your hearing. You've got 20% left. And unfortunately,
how many years have they gone with that hearing loss?
A lot of people go a long time. They wait a very long time.
It's so gradual, you don't even notice it.
Well, and even when you do notice it, there's things like vanity that keep us from coming in to get the check. They don't want to look old at 80. Yeah, at 70, 80.
Pretty sure that ship has sailed.
Well, I'll put you in front of them next time, Steve. You can be that delicate with them when you're with them. But the problem is you wait till you've lost 80% of your hearing, and I can magnify sound. I get all the sound magnified back, but it's the brain that I've got to now retrain. And if you think I'm going to be able to retrain that brain in 30 days, there's no way. In fact, sometimes it takes me 6 months, a year to get that brain back to understanding sounds that they haven't heard for sometimes decades. And even when I do that, we might not get back to 100%. We might get back to 80%, and God, that's a whole lot better than 20%.
20%, yeah.
But it's not easy, and the technology helps us get there. But more importantly, the sooner you check your hearing, the sooner you do something about your hearing loss, the less likely we're going to have to go through all that pain and that anguish later in life to try to get your hearing back.
So what's something that somebody could do? What's a clue that maybe somebody who hasn't thought about this before that would give them an idea that maybe they ought to get their hearing checked?
Yeah, if you're asking people to repeat themselves, and I had a conversation earlier with a friend of mine that has an individual in their lives that is having them repeat sentences over and over again, and that's wearing on the relationship. Additionally, but that's a great sign that, hey, at least come in and have your hearing checked. Bring your loved one in with you. We'll use their voice in the testing. If there is a problem, you can try the hearing aids for 30 days risk-free and see if it benefits you.
Well, and that's the thing. So there is no reason not to call 801-701-1629, because even if you're not sure if you have any hearing loss, or even if maybe you don't ask people to repeat themselves all the time, what does it hurt to call My Hearing Centers and have a free hearing evaluation?
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll, at the end of that evaluation, if you have a aidable hearing loss, something where we can use the hearing aids, we'll let you know. If you don't, if it's mild or really moderate, very 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 subtle hearing loss, what we would do is we'd counsel you on what you can do in your life based on what your activities are to maintain the hearing that you have, and give you an idea of when we anticipate you might actually needing hearing aids, and put you on that plan to see you then.
So when we say risk-free, we mean risk-free. That's the hearing evaluation and the trial of these brand new Signia Charge and Go IX hearing aids. So call this number, 801-701-1629, to take advantage of this movie show deal going on right now. The first 50 callers during the movie show today, chance to use these for risk-free for 30 days. And if you try it for 30 days, you get some movie tickets.
You get some movie tickets. And I think what you're trying to say is if you call right now and schedule that appointment, you're also put into a drawing.
That is the one I was trying to.
Yeah.
I was looking for it too. Yes. I felt like there was one I was forgetting.
That was the one. And so if you call now and schedule that appointment during the movie show, we'll put you into a drawing. Someone's going to get a free set of these hearing aids.
All right, 801-701-1629 at My Hearing Centers.
As the weather turns colder, this is when you need to get those new windows. So call Advanced Window Products. They'll replace your single-pane, rickety old windows with stylish, state-of-the-art double-pane windows with precision frames. You pick the style and color. They're custom-made right here in Salt Lake City. This company is so Utah. It's run by two guys who grew up here, Jake Weber and Utes defensive star Nate Orchard, the mayor of Sacktown with 7 NFL seasons under his belt. Great guys, great company, building high-quality windows for 37 years. Unlike other companies, they build the windows, they install the windows, and they guarantee them for life. No middleman. There's Jake, Nate, and their team, and there's you, saving on the highest quality windows. Right now, before winter, get $2,000 off 10 windows or more, and they offer 60 months, 0% financing. So call Advanced Window Products now. You could have stylish new windows in 8 weeks. 801-850-9100. 801-850-9100, or visit AdvancedWindowsUSA.com.
Attention taxpayers, ready for some bad news? With $80 billion in new funding from Congress, the IRS has launched their most aggressive hiring campaign ever to ramp up enforcement. If you're ignoring your taxes, don't delay another minute, because your paycheck, your bank account, even your home or business could already be at risk. Now, here's the good news. Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax relief firm, can get to work immediately, helping to protect you from the IRS. A+ rated by the Better Better Business Bureau, their tax attorneys and licensed professionals are experts at resolving tax problems. Let them help determine if you qualify for the Fresh Start Initiative or other powerful IRS tax assistance programs. Take control. Call Optima Tax Relief now for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Do you ever find that just as you're trying to fall asleep, your brain suddenly won't stop talking? Do your thoughts start racing right before bed or at other inopportune moments? It turns out that one great way to make those racing thoughts go away is to talk them through. BetterHelp gives you a place to do that. Get a break from your thoughts with BetterHelp. BetterHelp is entirely online therapy that offers video, phone, or even live chat online therapy sessions. BetterHelp is designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist in under 48 hours. And you can also switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp online therapy a try. Get out of your negative thought cycles and find some mental and emotional peace with BetterHelp. Get 10% off your first month at BetterHelp.com/Salt Lake. That's BetterHelp.com/Salt Lake.
The Movie Show.
Spock, you haven't changed a bit. You're just as warm and sociable as ever.
Nor have you, Doctor, as your continued predilection for irrelevancy demonstrates.
On KSL News Radio.
We've been taking your texts, your favorite movie that didn't make much at the box office, but that you loved. I got to read a couple of these because I agree with them. One of them is The Shadow with Alec Baldwin from the early to mid-'90s. Penelope Ann Miller, Tim Curry, based on a 1940s radio program. It did not do well at the box office, but somebody really enjoyed it. And then there's somebody who put Night and Day, the Tom Cruise Cameron Day movie.
That made money.
Cameron Diaz movie.
That had to have made money, right? No?
Apparently not.
I got one
I'm
for you.
surprised how many Tom Cruise movies didn't make as much at the box office, but that people really enjoy. That's weird.
So they're closet Tom Cruise
Well, I mean,
fans.
even Mission Impossible 7, it didn't do what we thought, even though it was really enjoyable.
It made $400 million.
But it was supposed
It's
to
not
make
Barbie
more.
money, but that's true.
Here, far
how
west
about
with
this?
Studio C. Go west with Studio C.
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang with
Kiss-
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Robert Downey Jr. and Val Kilmer. The writing is hilarious.
Who did that one?
I don't know.
Isn't it Guy Ritchie? I
Was
feel
it?
like maybe he was on that, but I could be wrong. I
No,
could be
you're
wrong.
right. You're right.
Woo, I got it right. Okay, well, Steve, we got to review another movie before we finish out this hour, and we are
See if
going
I
to
can
review
remember.
Fair Play.
Oh, yeah, this one.
Look into this. Let me know what you think.
I'm still working on the 3 from before.
Okay, we'll make this one the priority. Can I buy you another?
Now that you're making more money than me. What are you doing?
You know it's just a game.
You played very well. Are you going to pitch me to Campbell?
I don't think it's a good idea. We both can't keep working here.
I'm not quitting.
This firm has become my religion. You have become my God. You give me this opportunity, I will give you everything I got.
Speaking of Solo.
Yeah, Alden Ehrenreich stars as a guy who works at a big investment equity hedge fund place. His job as an analyst is to decide where the bosses should spend their money to make more money, and everybody wants to become what's essentially, at least what I gathered from watching the movie, is you're like the partner at a law firm. You make like a managing partner at this investment firm.
Well, you get an office with a view, too.
Yeah, and you get more money, and then you have all the analysts reporting to you. Well, Alden Ehrenreich and his girlfriend, which they work together but can't let anybody at the office know. Actually, it's more than his girlfriend. It's his fiance. But look, we're not going to have enough time to go into all this because I know you and I have some thoughts on this. I thought it was essentially she gets the promotion instead of him. They're expecting it to be him. It becomes her, and that changes their entire relationship. And he is so into her before, but when that happens and the power dynamic shifts, it shifts everything, not just the workplace.
Yeah, and that's where the movie's the strongest. What you're going to have to wade through, though, is an early explicit scene that will really throw you off.
It is one of the grossest things I have ever seen in a movie that you can watch in theaters.
Okay, that's pretty...
how I felt about that scene.
Well, so that scene, if you get maybe just come late. I don't know. How do you...
I don't know if there's a way around it. And I mean, the weird thing is I kind of get why it's even in there, at least.
Well,
But
the
it's
shock
just-
value.
Well, shock value, but I mean, there's a little bit more. It's to demonstrate how into this girl he is.
Yeah. And then, but the ending also felt way over dramatized when they, the scene with the knife thing.
Oh yeah. But it's,
in between, it's a brilliant movie.
it is, and it's a fascinating study of power dynamics and just how ingrained it is to us in our culture. Like for him, they're supposed to both be. Their goal was for both of them to get to that level at some point.
Yeah.
But the fact that she got there first changes everything.
Well, and also Eddie Marsan, who is the boss, he sort of sets the parameters for all that.
Oh, yes.
He might be that good, but Eddie Marsan's already made up his mind.
Yes.
So.
Yeah. So there's a lot about workplace.
Yeah.
Politics and different things. Well, it's a fascinating study, but you will have to get past some very gross stuff, and there's a very difficult scene at the end as well to have to watch. So I can't recommend it, even though I really liked the story and I liked the examination of the power dynamic.
Well, it's definitely rated R. I gave it a B-, and it's because they took a great movie and they threw some stuff in there that didn't need to be there.
Yeah, and for me it was 2 stars and maybe even 1.5. That's how grossed out I was by what I had to see. So it soured the whole thing for me. All right, that is Fair Play, and is it? I know it's going to Netflix, but is it in theaters right now?
It's in select theaters, including the Megaplex theaters and the Broadway, and it will be on Netflix next Friday.
Okay. Well, as we wrap up this hour from My Hearing Centers, Matt, we were just talking in our last segment about signs that should tip you off to maybe come get your hearing checked. And if you, or maybe more importantly, especially if it's something that someone you love, you're noticing this on their part, and you don't want, you're not sure that they'll call. You can call on their behalf and set up. You call 801-701-1629, and you can set up that no-cost hearing evaluation for your family member, right? That's okay. A family can call in, Matt?
Oh, absolutely. Please do.
Okay. And then here's what you get. They'll come in and they'll have a hearing test, and they'll find out if it's something that they can correct. If there is indeed hearing loss, they can get it corrected, and then you'll have a chance to try out the Signia Charge and Go IX, which has some amazing features, but really laying aside the amazing features, because that's what hearing aids are supposed to do. They're supposed to help. But what you'll be surprised is the things that they're going to help in your life that you didn't realize that improved hearing would help.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to help a relationship. It's going to help decrease your chances of the risk of dementia and Alzheimer's. It will improve your mental health in other ways by reducing stress and anxiety. And so we'd love to have you call right now. Schedule a free evaluation in any office. If you're heading down to St. George for the winter, we'll catch you down in St. George. But any of our offices along the Wasatch front, and try the hearing aids risk-free for 30 days.
801-701-1629. Take advantage of this offer, because if you call during the movie show, you'll have a chance to test out this pair of hearing aids for 30 days for free, and you will be entered to win a free pair of the Signia Charge and Go IX. So call 801-701-1629 right now.
KSL FM Midvale, KSL Salt Lake City.
It's 11 o'clock at KSL News Radio. I'm Dan Bomas. KSL's top story this hour. We have breaking news. Authorities have arrested a suspect in connection with the killing of rapper Tupac Shakur. This happened in 1996. Dwayne Caffey D. Davis was arrested today by police in Las Vegas. Here locally, the BYU football team hosts its first ever Big 12 conference game in LaVell Edwards Stadium tonight. KSL's BYU insider Mitch Harper tells Utah's Morning News the Cincinnati Bearcats will be a tough matchup as they have one of the top-rated defensive lines in the country, and BYU had turnover issues last weekend.
Every game in the Big 12, the margins for error are thin, and you saw it last week against Kansas. You give up 2 touchdowns to Kansas's defense. BYU ends up losing by 11. I mean, that was the difference in a game.
Our pregame coverage here on KSL News Radio begins at 6 o'clock tonight. The kick scheduled at 8:15. Our top national story this hour from ABC News. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy is trying to keep the government temporarily open, but with steep spending cuts and extra border security provisions until the end of next month. With that package clearing a procedural hurdle now, its final passage later today, still far from certain. ABC's Jay O'Brien tells us where we are at this point on Capitol Hill.
There are still a group of Republican holdout votes within the House Republican Conference, at least 7 of them who have said they are not going to vote for this. And as you know, if you're Speaker Kevin McCarthy, you can only afford to lose 4 votes on legislation.
In the meantime, the Senate working on its own bipartisan plan to continue funding at current levels. Your money at this moment, the Dow Jones average down 152 points on the day right now. The NASDAQ, though, on the positive side, up 30 points. And our KSL weather, sunny today, windy tomorrow, and rainy on Sunday. That's next. KSL News Time, 11:02.
What do you need to hear in the morning to feel ready for the day?
Important news that happened overnight, the traffic you'll hit on the roads.
You'll be ready for your day with us.
Join Utah's Morning News 5 to 9 on KSL News Radio.
Do you have an IRA or 401k? It's natural to think of this as being your money, right? But remember, you still have to pay taxes when you withdraw this money in retirement. And you could be paying a lot more in taxes on these accounts than you know. A lot more. Learn the strategies that can help you reduce or eliminate your taxes in retirement. Don't miss a special edition of Retirement Solutions Radio this Saturday afternoon at 3 o'clock, right here on KSL News Radio 1027.
This just in. With the huge response we received from our Labor Day sale, we've decided to hold it over a few more days. So don't miss out on the biggest hot tub and swim spa Labor Day sale at Backyards of America and Hot Tub Factory Outlet. Save $6,000 MSRP on 10 of our select Sundance model hot tubs and save a whopping $8,000 MSRP on our swim spas too. Buy local and experience what a local in-house service technician can do for you. We make it easy for you to own a Sundance hot tub or swim spa. In Sandy at Backyards of America and in Draper at Hot Tub Factory Outlet. Don't buy from others until you see our pricing. Check out our biggest swim spa supercenter in the state with 8 in-stock models ready for delivery. Get $6,000 off our select Sundance model hot tubs and $8,000 off our swim spas. MSRP while supplies last. Because when they're gone, they're gone. Hot Tub Factory Outlet in Draper next to Cowabunga Bay and Backyards of America in Sandy.
Go with your gut. Your dog's immune system is based in the gut. A diet lacking in nutrients can cause itching, scratching, and a weak immune system. However, there is a solution. DINOVITE, Dinovite.
It took a grand total of 2 weeks. The dog stopped itching, the hair stopped falling out.
Try Dinovite for free. Just pay shipping and handling. Learn more at dinovite.com/radio.
Happier, healthier with every bite. Over 1 million pets helped with Dinovite.
I'm Scott, the owner of Solid Fire Pits. When I began welding my custom-made fire pits for friends and family, I shared them on TikTok because I was just so proud of them. Check it out. That's beautiful. I posted every new fire pit design and more people kept ordering, from 26 states and counting. Then on my birthday, I had my best sales ever. Now how can the universe beat that?
Solid Fire Pits is just one of the 5 million U.S. businesses that rely on TikTok every day. TikTok sparks business.
Introducing Yes Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric. We're bringing all of Utah's favorite HVAC, plumbing, and electrical brands under one roof. Whether it's a small clog or a larger mainline sewer drain issue, the experienced technicians at Yes are ready to solve all of your drain problems. Take advantage of our 83 or It's Free mainline drain clearing special. Feel secure knowing the trusted professionals at Yes guarantee that if we can't clear it, you don't pay for it. Visit theyesmancan.com for details, terms, and conditions.
Traffic and weather together brought to you by Granite Credit Union's new Dividend Plus checking account. Here's Ricky Meese.
A small accident over to the left shoulder on the ramp from I-15 to go eastbound on I-80, not causing any kind of problems. And a stalled vehicle northbound Bangalore Highway in West Valley at 3500 South. It's been affecting a right lane of travel. It's everyone's favorite season, and now's the time, and this is the place for Little Haunts. An autumn adventure coupled with not-so-scary fun. Visit thisistheplace.org for information. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
KSL weather, sunny and warm again today. A low-pressure system will bring clouds and south winds into Utah tomorrow. We'll see rain on Sunday. Today's high 81, 82 tomorrow, only 65 on Sunday. And right now we're at 66 degrees with sunshine. I'm Dan Bomas, KSL News Radio, 102.7 FM, 1160 AM, and KSLNewsRadio.com, Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
It's the KSL Movie Show.
It's gonna work. It's passable, okay? This isn't terrible.
The week's big movie review, movie news, games, and prizes. Here's Andy Farnsworth and Steve Sales.
We're slow learners, and we're not particularly good listeners.
On KSL News Radio, 102.7 FM and 1160 AM.
Well, we're live at My Hearing Centers for the movie show today. And, Steve, it is time to review our other big movie of the week. And it's going to be what Steve Dunn saw.
Saw 10.
Thank you. So, let's listen to a clip from Saw 10. Let's make sure that this clip is approved for radio, Gustavo.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear a bunch of or some kind of gross stuff.
Too late.
According to these scans, the tumor was never removed.
How much time do I have?
Months, at best.
I still have a lot of work that needs to be done. Hello, everyone. It's time to play a game. You all pretended to cure me. But what I have planned for each of you is very real.
Well, Steve, they didn't screen this one for critics, and unfortunately last night when I was fully intending to go, I had an emergency root canal that I had to go in, which then got canceled, so it turned out I could have gone anyway. Darn it.
Wow, dog ate your homework. Is that what's happening?
Yeah, all of those things.
So, if you're going to try to, scam a guy, you probably wouldn't want to pick John Kramer. He's famous for being, the whatever, spiral. Jigsaw, yeah, that's the one. So John Kramer goes to this fake lab in Mexico where they're going to we're going to cure you. They didn't do anything, and so he all right,
so
you got all my money.
Him out of his money. Oh.
Like $250,000. So he's not very happy. And so
that was all money that he earned being Jigsaw?
I don't know. I don't know how you make money torturing people, but anyway, it's kind of his thing. Anyway, so he decides, now I have motivation. Well, I guess you do, because you're going to die in a few months, and he brings back his Miranda, his friend. I don't know what her story was. I can't remember exactly, but she shows up to help him, and the doctor, the anesthesiologist, the people that worked in the clinic. I mean, he's got them all in this one room in this old warehouse, and it's time to play a game. Now, here's the thing. They actually sort of go back to page 1 in that they explain why he's doing this. It doesn't justify.
This takes place, story. We've had 10 Saw movies. This is the 10th.
Right.
But this isn't 10th chronologically, correct? From what I read, it takes place between 1 and 2. Saw 1 and Saw 2.
Well, I guess they're ignoring that the other ones exist, because it's been a long time since Tobin Bell has been the lead in one of these films.
Right, which is why I think it happens before number 2.
Okay, well, whatever. I've seen them all, but I couldn't tell you what lies where. But he is an interesting character in that he has this sort of reverence for life, and if you want to live, you'll do something horrible, and you'll survive. And then he'll take you to the hospital. He actually admires you for doing the thing that you don't want to do to survive. So he just wants to know.
That's incredibly warped.
No question about it. And I don't think he really gives them enough time to actually perform the task that he wants them to do, and then they're dispatched horrifically.
With extreme prejudice.
Yes. And so, there's no excuse for this, but I at least I understood it more, and this was more of a movie than just a bunch of set pieces.
Gross things all strung together.
Yeah.
Strung together. I shouldn't even say that when we're talking about Saw.
Yeah, no kidding.
Ugh.
So
I saw one publicity still for Saw 10, and I was like, I am so glad I didn't go see this.
Well, if it's what I'm thinking, I'm pretty sure there's some pretty gruesome deaths in this.
Well, it involves an X and what looks like a guitar string going from somebody's hand.
Oh.
I don't know if it's if you have to. I don't know. I didn't want to look at it any longer, but the X was over the anyway.
Yeah, I mean, those who are fans of this, I'm just going to say, if you watch these movies and you appreciate them, I'm not going to say they're great films or whatever, but if you understand what they're doing and you appreciate what's happening, this is one of the better ones.
I did see reaction from some people I know who are horror fans. They said of the Saw movies, they liked this one up in the top 2 or 3.
Yeah, agreed.
So
I mean, believe me, most of these movies are cringeworthy, as is this one. But at least this one has some redemption, maybe.
So if you're going to do the Saw Patrol doubleheader of Saw 10 and Paw Patrol, which one do you go to first?
Well, throw the kids into the Paw movie, and then you go see
this
the Saw
one's the
movie.
doubleheader. You both go to different theaters altogether.
Yeah.
I like that.
No crossover on this one.
All right, so Saw 10, rated R, and
B minus.
B minus from Steve. Okay. Steve, here's some more texts that have come in on movies that didn't do well at the box office, but that are personal favorites. Man from Snowy River.
Oh,
didn't know that one didn't do well at the box office, but I'm not surprised. The Intern with Robert De Niro, the one where he's, I believe,
cute movie.
He's intern with Anne Hathaway, right?
Yeah, right.
Pixels, the Adam Sandler movie with the video games.
That was horrible.
It was kind of funny. How the West Was Won.
Yeah.
We got lots of votes for Shawshank Redemption. What was the one you were showing me, Stone? That Three Amigos that it made 39, but it cost 25 to make. Secondhand Lions.
Oh, that was
my dad liked that one a lot. He made me sit down and watch it, and I liked it. He liked it a lot. We also had some over on our Facebook page, which you can go to if you want to follow KSL Movie Show. We've had 2 different votes, one on text, one on Facebook. Might be the same person. Who knows? Joe versus the volcano.
All I remember is that big steamer trunk.
Let's see. 2 votes for Xanadu. Armageddon made too much at the box office. Sorry, Kelly. That one doesn't count. And then we've had 2 votes for Newsies.
Really?
Didn't
Newsies
do well.
didn't?
I don't know. And here's one. My Stepmother is an Alien. I don't think I've ever seen that one. But
sounds familiar.
Anyway, movies that you loved but didn't do well at the box office, text us at 57500, and we'll keep reading them as we go along.
Amsterdam is another one, just from recent memory that Stone mentioned, with Robert De Niro and that big stud cast. It was done by David.
Oh, yeah. It was like Margot Robbie's in that one, right?
Yeah, everybody's in it.
Okay. Yeah, I never saw that one myself. I don't remember what the reason was I didn't get to that one, but okay. So that is our text question of the week. When we come back on the movie show, we will have telephone torture, so get ready to call 801-575-TALK. And our theme for the telephone torture this time is a dog-related movie. Well, before we do that, let's talk some more with Matt Deering here from My Hearing Centers, where we're at their Sandy location. And we want our KSL listeners, especially our movie show listeners, to call 801-701-1629. Write this number down, 801-701-1629. Whether you or a loved one is going through any stage of hearing loss, or you even suspect that they might be going through a stage of hearing loss, call this number and talk with the good people here at My Hearing Centers. And what will happen, Matt, for people who are joining the show late, when they call in, this is risk-free, and the key word being free. What are the free things that they'll get when they call?
So the first thing is going to be an evaluation, and it's not just, hey, come in and we're going to talk to you. We've got 5 different tests that we're going to perform during the evaluation to verify how you're hearing, what you're hearing, where your hearing difficulties lie. We can help identify if you have tinnitus or tinnitus, where that's presenting itself at, and then kind of put a game plan together on how we would treat your hearing. Then the next thing we do is if you do qualify, we're going to be able to let you take the hearing aids home risk-free, try them in different environments. Like I said, church, golf course, if we can still get out golfing, weather stays
Not
nice.
too late
like
yet.
It has been. You work, wherever you're going, movie theaters, and then come back and give us some feedback. When you give us feedback, we're going to give you movie tickets, and then if you decide to keep the hearing aids, we'll give you some discounts for the hearing aids.
One benefit of, first of all, being a movie show listener, another benefit of listening to movie show and having My Hearing Centers be a friend of the movie show is you get to try out some of the most fancy brand new hearing equipment that exists. And so not only when you call in are you going to get the hearing evaluation, but when you do try out the hearing aids, you will be among the first in the country to try these new ones out. And here's another one, and we mentioned this earlier, but I think it's worth repeating. Even if you recently did come into My Hearing Centers and you have the Stiletto AX that we've been talking about, you can come in again and check out these Signia Charge and Go IXs.
Yeah, and if you're happy with the current hearing aids you have, great. If you would like to trade them in, we have special pricing for the trade-in as well. And I know there are people out there that are like, hey, you know what, new product launch? Yeah, I'll wait till they've worked out the bugs and then I'll come in. The reality is this is the cleanest product launch so far that I've ever been involved in. The 17 years I've been working in the industry. This has been so easy for our current patients that we work with to transition to this new product. For new patients, it's been super, super clean. No product issues at all thus far. So fingers crossed that's how it keeps going. So if you're worried about, well, I'm going to wait until the product's kind of been tested, I don't know if you need to wait. Come and try it. We're having great success early on in this new hearing aid.
If your only memory of a hearing aid is one that your parents or grandparents wore that fills up your whole ear canal and has a really big thing that goes behind the ear
and squeals
when they tune the volume, then you need to definitely come and have a look at these Signia Charge and Go IXs. They're tiny. We were talking earlier. They're about the size of a jelly bean. They're thinner than a jelly bean.
Yeah.
And they slip right into your ear canal. They're almost invisible on your head. And what they can do, wow, they're a lot more than when you turn up and down the volume.
I mean, so a couple funny thoughts. So I haven't talked about squilling for a long time. We eliminated that a while ago.
Right, but I'm just talking about if that's what their memory was how their grandparents wore that.
Exactly. So if you remember that, hey, we've got iterations of hearing aids from squilling, and it kind of goes back to that own voice processing, right? Squilling is when it's representing the same sound over and over again. That's what causes the squilling. Yeah. The predecessor to own voice processing was getting rid of the squilling first. So we've gotten rid of squilling, and then we get rid of your own voice. So you're not reprocessing the same information, including your voice.
And this is the Signia Charge and Go IX. So call this number 801-701-1629 to get in on this while we still have time here on the movie show today. The first 50 callers are going to get a chance to win a free pair of the Signia Charge and Go IX. And anyone who completes the 30-day risk-free trial gets some movie tickets.
That's right.
All right, that's My Hearing Centers.
If you need a break from it all, this weekend is General Conference.
When you've dealt with a lot and you need to recharge, this weekend is General Conference.
If things are difficult or life is going really well.
For all these times, a reminder, it's time for General Conference Weekend at 102.7 FM and streaming live on the app for KSL News Radio.
Be advised, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to save 40 to 80% on a hot tub and swim spa this weekend only, today through Sunday. Mountain America Expo Center, Sandy. Be advised, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to save 40 to 80% on a hot tub and swim spa this weekend only, today through Sunday. Mountain America Expo Center, Sandy. 18-month interest-free financing. Our factories have demanded we sell 1,000 hot tubs and swim spas this weekend. Mountain America Expo Center, Sandy. Huge factory incentives, factory rebates, this weekend only. Mountain America Expo Center, Sandy. We can remove your old hot tub. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Hot tub starting at $2,999. Mountain America Expo Center, Sandy. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Just relax and enjoy. Mountain America Expo Center, Sandy. Friday, noon to 8 p.m. Saturday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Sunday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Free admission, free parking, free delivery. Mountain America Expo Center, Sandy. Call 833-SPA-SALE or visit hottubandSwimSpaSale.com.
Any Hour Services free furnace sale is going on right now. If you haven't scheduled your free estimate yet, what are you waiting for? Call Any Hour Services today or schedule online at anyhourservices.com.
As I look at my path to the NFL, I wouldn't have been able to do it by myself. Having a supporting cast for me made all the difference, both on and off the field. And the thing I realized this last year was having that supporting cast made my dreams and my goals a reality. I prepare as best as I can for every situation on the football field. You know, that same mindset applies to me as a husband, as a dad. And being a new father with an 8-month-old child, I've realized that I now have a responsibility to my son and to my wife, just like I do my teammates. I spend all my time being a quarterback, and I need to find people that I can trust and rely upon. Deseret First Credit Union, they are those people that are spending all that time to help me manage and take care of my family. My name is Taysom Hill, and my why is faith, family, and football.
Hi, this is Doug Wright. The other night, Dee and I had the chance to go to Hale Center Theater to see Around the World in 80 Days. What an amazing stage production that is. We're all familiar with the story, but oh my goodness, when they're in India and we're watching them riding an elephant, and of course the aerial artistry at Hale Center Theater, just superb and such a great part of this story. There's drama, there's pageantry. We even have a little melodrama portion when Fogg and company are touring the good old USA. Some of the greatest slow-mo acting I have ever seen in that scene. You're going to love Around the World in 80 Days. And your tickets are waiting for you right now at hct.org. And don't forget, Catch Me If You Can. That's on the other stage. Christmas Carol is just around the corner. And of course, Elf the Musical is coming up. It's all waiting at Hale Center Theater. Go to hct.org.
The KSL Movie Show. Telephone torture.
All right, it's that time. Telephone torture, 575-TALK, 575-8255. We've already got people in line to win great prizes from our friends at the Larry H. Miller Megaplex Theaters. Steve, what prizes do we have today?
We have 2 tickets to a movie, we have 2 drinks, and a tub of popcorn, a movie of your choice, any of the Megaplex Theaters.
And that's the only one today?
That's
no extra bonus prizes? Do we still have the offer for the Taylor Swift?
Ooh,
you know what? Our buddy Jeff Whipple's usually pretty cool, so we're going to make that one of the prizes if you want. But
well, great. I know he's on vacation, so I'd be thrilled to hear that.
Okay, maybe we won't do that. We'll just go with the Megaplex prize that we know about. But hey, if you are excited about the Taylor Swift movie, then you keep listening to KSL News Radio because we are going to start. We've got some special stuff planned for the release of Taylor Swift's movie on KSL Radio, both with the movie show and all across our programming. We're going to have a special screening for KSL listeners only that you can win tickets to.
Will Travis Kelce be there?
At this point, he's not confirmed. All right, so let's get started. We've got our first caller on the line already. Our theme is a dog-related movie. Michael, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, Michael. First question. It's always a hard one. There's lots of dog movies to choose from. This is a dog movie told from the dog's point of view, and we hear the thoughts voiced by an actor.
Was it Iron Will?
Iron Will. That's a great movie about the Iditarod dog sled racing team. Brings tears to your eyes when you watch it. Gustavo, is that correct? Oh, Michael, good guess, but
that
is
a nice
not
way to say
correct.
you lose.
Okay, so first question incorrect. Who's on the line now? Don, are you ready, Don? You're not going to guess Star Wars, are you, Don?
No.
Because Chewbacca is not a dog.
Okay.
All right. Filmmakers canceled the U.S. premiere of this movie because some footage appeared before the movie was released that showed what appeared to be a distressed dog being forced into water. The American Humane Association later stated that the footage was misleadingly edited and no abuse had taken place. But there was no U.S. premiere of this movie because of concerns from some footage.
How about Beethoven?
Beethoven.
Well,
About
at least
the
you
big
got the
giant
genre right.
shepherd. Gustavo, is that correct? Oh, but that's a good guess, Don. Appreciate you playing along for telephone torture today.
You are a good sport, Don.
You are. Okay, who's our third caller? Nate? Is that right, Nate? Or did I mishear you, Gustavo? It's Nate. All right, Nate. I guess we're not going to go to Nate. Who's our next?
Nate.
Steven. Steven, are you ready for question number 3?
Yes. Yes.
Awesome. Okay, Steven, have you listened to the first 2 clues?
Yes.
Okay, here's clue number 3. It's not just about one dog. It's about many dogs, but all are voiced by the same actor, Josh Gad.
Not sure.
Not sure. Okay. Just guess a movie with a dog in it.
Life of Pets. Life of Pets.
Secret Life of Pets. Gustavo, is that correct?
You're killing me, Smalls.
Oh, but that's a good guess. Okay.
Yeah, I
now
like that
remember, if we do not get a winner on our line, you can text the correct answer to 57500, but I will save you the trouble because our savvy movie show listeners who've been listening for a long time have already texted in the correct answer. So we've got a correct answer texted in already. And if our next caller does not get it with this fourth question, we will take a texter. And we've had some incorrect guesses of good movies. We've had incorrect and correct guesses. So, all right, here we go. Final clue. Who do we have? Matt. Matt, are you feeling good?
I think so.
Do you think you have the answer even before I ask the question?
I think so.
Okay, well, let me ask the question just to give yourself the best chance to win. Actors in this movie include Dennis Quaid, Peggy Lipton in what was her final role. That's Rashida Jones's mother, by the way. And Britt Robertson, who, in a funny bit of real-world trivia, is only 7 years older than the actor KJ Apa, who plays her son in the movie.
Well, I thought I knew it, but I don't think so. Doug's going to guess The Art of Racing in the Rain.
The Art of Racing in the Rain?
That's the one where Kevin Costner does the voice of the dog.
Is that correct?
Don't give up. Challenge again.
Oh, that was a good guess. In fact, we've had several people who texted in that very same guess. And I will say this. Steve did suggest to me that that be the movie that we use for telephone torture. But I haven't seen that one, so I went with one that I had seen. All right. Good luck next time to our callers. Here is our winner then on the text line with the correct answer of A Dog's Purpose from 2017. Josh Gad voices the main character who, in a series of, this is probably the only dog movie where dogs die and you don't feel overly traumatized in the way that you did in things like Old Yeller, Where the Red Fern Grows, Marley and Me. But he keeps reincarnating, and each time he helps somebody else along the way, all in his quest to get back to Ethan, his owner, his original owner, who by the time, well, I guess I don't want to give it away, but Dennis Quaid plays the grown-up version of his dog. Well, I mean, Dennis Quaid's featured heavily in the trailer.
Was Horse Dog in this movie?
Horse Dog?
Is the little donkey?
I don't remember. I didn't have time to look that up. But the answer is A Dog's Purpose, and our winner is the caller whose phone number ends 2112. You got it first. You sent the text in the quickest.
That's a work number.
I think it's a T-Mobile number, actually, as I look at the number. But at any rate, 2112, you win with A Dog's Purpose. Our producer, Gustavo, will text you to get your information and to find out or to let you know when you'll receive your prize from the Megaplex Theaters, which is 2 tickets to a Megaplex movie, 2 large drinks, and 1 tub of popcorn.
Yes, sir.
1 large tub of popcorn. Congratulations, and thanks to our friends at the Megaplex Theaters. So we'll take a break here for news, traffic, and weather on KSL News Radio and The Movie Show.
It's 11:30 at KSL News Radio. I'm Dan Bomas. KSL's top local story this hour. Law enforcement in Weber County is using drones to catch suspects. Lieutenant Mark Horton tells KSL5 the technology that comes with it is a big advantage.
We also get a map of where the drone's at, what elevations it's at, and where the camera's looking.
Lieutenant Horton says a drone recently helped investigators locate a suspect hiding behind a dumpster. Information from drones can be easily streamed to other deputies in remote locations and can help to clear scenes faster. The taps and shower heads flowing again in Apple Valley, just south of Hurricane, after 170 households lost running water for about a week. 3 wells and a 1 million-gallon water tank went dry last Wednesday. It's good news for residents, but they still are being ordered to boil their water. Our top national story this hour from ABC News. The head of the United Auto Workers says 25,000 members are now on strike after the most recent expansion. Stellantis, the parent company of Chrysler, is not impacted because of recent progress in negotiations. ABC's Brian Clark has more.
As he announced the expansion of the UAW strike to cover a Chicago Ford plant and a GM facility near Lansing, Michigan, the UAW president, Shawn Fain, highlighted President Biden's trip to Michigan earlier this week, but said when the union wins,
it won't be because of any president, not the UAW president, not the president of the United States. It will be because ordinary people did extraordinary things.
GM's head of manufacturing said that company has not gotten a response to a counteroffer it made more than a week ago. Brian Clark, ABC News.
Your money at this moment, the Dow Jones average down on this Friday morning, 141 points right now. The NASDAQ, though, is still up on the day, 28 points. And our KSL weather will be getting windy and cooling off. That's next. KSL News Time, 11:32.
We have enough people running around Broadcast House at 4 in the morning to field a football team.
Producers, reporters, the traffic team, and us.
This is Tim and Amanda.
Join us each morning from 5 to 9 on KSL News Radio.
Fresh air, fresh RVs, fresh adventures. You'll find it all at General RV in Draper. Shop their huge selection of family-friendly trailers, spacious fifth wheels, and luxurious motorhomes. For over 60 years, General RV has helped other families make memories, and now it's your turn. So get started on that great adventure at General RV in Draper. Fulfilling your RV dreams and helping to create lifelong family memories through the RV lifestyle is what they do. Find out more at GeneralRV.com.
At Shane Company, we believe everybody is made to shine. It doesn't matter who you are or where you're from. Your moments, your milestones, your love story all deserve to shine bright. You don't need an occasion. You and your life are the event. So put on earrings that make you sparkle, diamonds that light up the room, an heirloom you'll treasure for years to come. We're all made to shine. Shane Company, fine jewelry since 1929.
Hey man, looking good. It's Stitch Fix. I'd like to thank my stylist for making me look so great. They always get my fit just right. They send clothes that work for me and my budget. They even found me my favorite pair of jeans. I'd like to thank Stitch Fix because let's get real, I couldn't make this style happen on my own. They just make everything so easy. So thank you, Stitch Fix. They just get me, and they'll get you too. Stitch Fix. Take your style quiz today at StitchFix.com.
You trust us for news and information in your car. Now trust us at home. KSL News Radio is your window to the outside world, keeping you informed on the latest breaking news, weather, traffic, sports, and more. Listen on your Amazon Echo or Google Home device. Just say, Alexa, open KSL News Radio, or listen on the KSL News Radio app. Text the word app to 57500. KSL News Radio, Utah's all-day companion for news.
Traffic and weather together, brought to you by Granite Credit Union's new Dividend Plus checking account. Here's Ricky Meese.
Scanners calling out and emergency crews are responding to a rollover crash in West Jordan, 5600 west at 7800 south. We also have an accident at the ramp northbound I-15 at 24th Street at the exit in Weber County, and that's been blocking a left lane. Is your car due for some extra love? Burt Brothers is here for your vehicle's routine maintenance, all done by our ASC certified technicians. Burt Brothers, affordable, complete auto care done better. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
KSL weather, sunny and warm again today with a low pressure system bringing clouds and south winds into Utah tomorrow. We'll see rain on Sunday. Today's high 81, 82 tomorrow, but only 65 on Sunday. 67 degrees right now with sunny skies. I'm Dan Bomas, KSL News Radio, 102.7 FM, 1160 AM, and KSLNewsRadio.com, Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
It's the KSL Movie Show.
That gave the audience feelings they weren't sure they should enjoy.
The week's big movie review, movie news, games, and prizes. Here's Andy Farnsworth and Steve Sales.
Like a slice of butter melting on top of a big old pile of flapjacks.
On KSL News Radio, 102.7 FM and 1160 AM.
Thanks to everybody who participated in telephone torture. We still are getting texts with the correct and some still incorrect answers coming in. But everybody sent it in about the same time. Answer, of course, was A Dog's Purpose from 2017. Here, we're still taking text as well of our question of the day, which is, what movie did not do well at the box office but that you love?
By the way, Horse Dog was in the sequel, or whatever that was.
A Dog's Journey.
Yeah.
Here's one, Steve, and I haven't seen this, and I get dirty looks every time I admit it. Labyrinth with David Bowie.
Dance, magic dance.
Yes, and that's one that didn't make much at the box office, but that people actually love. So, all right, you'll still take text through the top of the hour when we finish the show, 57500. But, Steve, let's review our last movie we haven't talked about yet, The Kill Room.
This classy art gallery run by this young lady will take a reasonable cut for herself and cut us a nice, clean check. That's the beauty of this, you cretin. This thing that looks like a Smurfwood diarrhea can sell for $1 million, and the IRS wouldn't bat an eye.
What's the artist's name?
Bagman.
So, the reunion of Pulp Fiction stars Uma Thurman and Samuel L. Jackson. A chance for Uma Thurman to work with her daughter, Maya Hawke, who plays the artist, the petulant artist that stuff isn't selling in the gallery.
Yes.
Anyway, Thurman plays an art gallery owner approached by Jackson's character to work together on a scam to launder crime money by having Jackson's people use dirty money to purchase paintings done by one of the hitmen, but made by Thurman's gallery to seem as if it is a priceless work from a mysterious artist. But when word eventually leaks out into the art community about the work selling for high prices, suddenly the hitman's paintings become the hottest commodity that all the rich collectors desperately want. I can't believe how much I enjoyed the movie. I really did. It's got Joe Manganiello is the bag man. He's basically just a hitman who murders people by putting a bag over their heads. And he does Jackson's bidding.
Like the bag you get at the grocery store.
Like a bag at the grocery store, yeah. Like not the paper bags, it's the plastic bags.
Yeah, when he says plastic or paper, he wants plastic.
So they just we paint this. He's like, well, I don't know how to paint. Well, just do it. So he channels his rage and he paints some stuff, and then of course they pretend that it's worth more, and it's not supposed to go out because it's just supposed to be laundering the money, and no one's supposed to hear about it. But in the world of overly rich people who have to buy stuff so that other people can't have it.
You saying it's making fun of rich people that have no idea what art is?
I certainly don't know what art is. But here's what I thought. Give me your thoughts, and then I'll sum up mine. I want to hear what you thought.
Well, I thought that the idea that, I mean, first of all, Joe, he was actually painting paintings. But then when he does his, what do they call it, performance art?
Well, the performance art at the end, but he does some, which would be the equivalent of sculpture, but it's like 3D art, where he takes some of those bags that he used and makes an art creation out of it.
And these bags have, people's, the blood.
Blood, yeah.
And which is weird because when you choke somebody, you don't really bleed out. But anyway, I think that would have been pretty obvious that bag was filled with somebody's blood. And they still were like, wee, we got to have it.
So I feel like
that's where they lost me.
And they lost you at that, where the art people didn't care.
They were so exuberant. I get that they were trying to make fun of how ridiculous art, the appreciation of art can be. But I still love Sam Jackson as the Black Dreidel. That was hilarious.
He owns a Jewish bakery essentially and he runs, of course, bookmaking along with it. And
they keep calling him, bagels, and he goes, "They're bialys." So
and he's got this weird giant gray chin beard that comes off of his chin, but
moves around so much you're staring at that instead of listening to what he's saying.
Well, but my thoughts, Uma Thurman has never looked bad. I mean, she looks gorgeous still, and it was good to see her just like biting into some kind of a role.
Oh, she's chewing scenery left and right here.
Yeah, and I thought it was kind of a fun, creative way. She really starts to appreciate the bagman's art, and it turns out that he may have an actual little bit of talent for it. And but it really does. I felt like it sends up the high-class art world the very same way the Menu sent up foodies last year. And that's where, as I watched it, I was like, this is like the Menu, only for the art world.
Okay,
the people with more money than they know what to do with, and this is what they choose to spend it on. And so it leads to a scene at the end that is, it's funny in the. I can't imagine it's as disturbing as anything that was in Saw. You've seen both, but it's not disturbing, but it's also like this terrible thing is happening right in front of them all, and like they're like applauding, and one person's wiping his eyes because of how moved he is by it, and you're like, oh my goodness.
So I guess the question there is, did they think it was real, or did they know it was real and they were appreciating that?
I don't know, and I think that's supposed to be ambiguous, honestly.
Oh, okay.
That's what I would guess. So that's The Kill Room. It is rated R, and it's only playing.
It's playing at the Jordan Landing.
Just at Jordan Landing. But if you're into it's kind of a crime mystery thriller with a little bit of a puzzle added to it, where, I don't know. I just all of its parts added up to something I ended up enjoying.
Well, Sam Jackson and Uma Thurman were having a time. They were having a great time.
They were.
So you got
it. Manganiello too.
Well, yeah.
Now that he's fresh off his breakup with Sofia Vergara.
Oh, what are you, like Tiger Beat magazine?
Well, I've always had a crush on Sofia Vergara, so I know this thing. But, yeah. So that's Kill Room. If you want to see it, it is at Megaplex at the Jordan Landing. When we come back on our final segment, we will do Rapid Fire, where we'll go over everything in case you missed something from earlier in the show. We'll give you our quick thoughts on each one.
Which is likely, because we had covered a lot of ground.
We have covered a lot of ground. All right, but before we get to any of that, we're joined again by Matt Deering from My Hearing Centers. KSL listeners and Movie Show listeners, please call this number, or at least write this down for now, so that you can go talk a loved one, if you need to, into calling 801-701-1629, so you can try out the Signia Charge and Go IX hearing aids. And what's the earliest that hearing loss or even hearing deterioration can start, Matt? What's the earliest that somebody should maybe look for signs?
Most people should probably start looking for signs in their mid to late 40s.
Okay.
Having their hearing tested regularly once they kind of enter into their 50s. And by regular, I mean it could be every year. If you feel like you have a hearing loss, so earlier than that, obviously, please come in and we'll do what we can to help you out.
So you'll come in, and if you call 801-701-1629, you can arrange a no-cost hearing evaluation and a chance to test out the Signia Charge and Go IX, so state-of-the-art that the rest of the country doesn't get to start using them until Tuesday. But we have had Movie Show listeners and My Hearing Centers customers who have been using them already.
And the feedback has been phenomenal. I always worry about new product. You know, the biggest worry is that they get it on their ears, and they start listening, and they go, yeah, it's about the same. And, you're crossing your fingers that that's not the case. And then this particular launch, and especially as technology continues to improve, you think at one point in time they're finally going to say, yep, that's it. We capped out. We've reached our pinnacle of success, and everyone's just going to get this. And with this particular hearing aid, it's not the case. You know, our patients are coming in giving great feedback on how they're hearing better in noisy environments, how their conversations are going, especially when they have multiple people that they're talking to at the same time. And so, which happens regularly. I mean, very seldom do we just have one-on-one conversations anymore. Typically, we're in groups of people, especially if we're at work or at church or, out and about in restaurants and theaters. So come in, try the hearing aid out, risk-free for 30 days. At the end of the 30 days, you're going to get a gift card to go get a couple movie tickets to enjoy a movie on us. If you want to keep the hearing aids, we're also giving great discounts on this new product. So call us right now, 801-701-1629. We schedule that free hearing evaluation. So whether you're in St. George all the way up to Ogden, we'll take care of you.
Now, Matt, the touchy subject, let's say they do like it, they get to the end of the risk-free period, and they're concerned about cost. How do they? What are some ways to help pay for it?
Well, great question. We're finding that insurance carriers are covering hearing aids a lot more than they used to.
Oh, okay.
So that's the first thing we're going to check is look at your insurance and see if there's a discount program or a plan with your insurance to see if we can help you out there. If there is not, we do have cash prices and financing, 0% financing upon approved credit, right, for everybody. And if they're still struggling, there's other issues. We've got other government programs that we can dip into to make sure that we can take care of you. So our goal is to help find a solution for everybody that comes into our office.
So don't be afraid to call 801-701-1629 for My Hearing Centers to try out the new Charge and Go IX hearing aids and all of their awesome, unique features. And I got to be honest, I'm surprised with what hearing aids can do now. I'm a little bit jealous of some people who, their hearing aids already in. You don't even know. A guy who cuts my hair, he's talking to me, and then all of a sudden he's like, hang on just a second. He just starts talking, and I'm like, as he continues to cut my hair, I'm like, who are you talking to? It's working through his hearing aid. It's already connected to his phone.
Yeah.
The technology is amazing.
Yeah, my dad, who wasn't the most technologically advanced individual when he started with hearing aids, now does the same thing to me. I'll be having a conversation with him, all of a sudden he just disappears in the conversation, and he's talking to someone else. I'm like, you could just give me a heads up, like a little warning, like
look
I got
away
a call
or
coming
anything.
in. But he's just, he'll be looking at me, and he'll just start talking to someone else. Well, what did you just do? Why did you do that? So, yes, maybe we got to work on the appropriate etiquette of taking a call when you're wearing hearing aids. But it's pretty phenomenal on what they're able to do. You've got to experience it yourself to really understand how advanced these hearing aids are. Give us a call, schedule a hearing evaluation, try the hearing aids for 30 days. If you call right now, we'll also even put you into a drawing for a free set of these Signia IX Charge and Go hearing aids.
All right, and that's My Hearing Center's 801-701-1629.
This is Derek Miller speaking on business. Wadsworth Development Group is a family-owned boutique firm and experienced national brand that is developing the future of commercial real estate throughout the Intermountain West, from Washington to Arizona. Chief Investment Officer Cade Wadsworth joins us with more.
While Wadsworth Development Group started in 1996, the Wadsworth family has been doing business in Utah for 50 years. Our portfolio includes everything from office, retail, and industrial projects to multifamily and mixed-use developments, and so much more. Ultimately, our goal is to build world-class teams and partnerships that create and preserve our brand. And this includes our affiliates, Alpha Development Group, a multifamily development platform, Salt Lake City Global Logistics Center, a 3,000-acre logistics park in the northwest quadrant of Salt Lake County with capacity to build over 50 million square feet, and Roots Management Group, currently the 5th largest manufactured housing platform in the nation. Wadsworth is also partnered with Colmena Group and Lincoln Property Company to be the master developer for Phase 1 of the Point of the Mountain Prison Redevelopment Project in Draper, which will include over 5 million square feet of mixed-use product, including office, retail, and residential.
With a reputation for minimizing risks and maintaining long-term relationships across the industry, Wadsworth Development is cementing its future as a leading strategic partner in commercial real estate. For more information, visit the Wadsworth Development website. I'm Derek Miller with the Salt Lake Chamber, speaking on business.
Everything's changing so fast these days, and that's a great thing. Back in my day, we were lucky if we could get a video to load on a desktop computer, but now there's the Xfinity 10G network. That means the fastest internet with faster speeds rolling out all the time, and internet that can power a house full of devices at once with ultra-low lag. So while one person streams a movie from their room, another can play video games in the basement, while another TikToks in the kitchen. It's the next generation 10G network, only from Xfinity. The future starts now through December 21st. New customers can get 1.2 gigabit internet with Wi-Fi equipment included. It's all just $25 a month for 2 years with no annual contract when you add Xfinity Mobile with unlimited data at regular rates. Go to Xfinity.com/10G, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Taxes and fees extra. Xfinity Mobile requires Xfinity Internet. After promo, regular rates apply to internet service and devices. Actual speeds vary. The next generation 10G network only from Xfinity.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those round trips that you plan in advance, which are perfect on your way there and perfect on your way back? Or those meetings with friends for which you make a group chat 3 months before so that nobody or anything is missing? Or your daughter's first birthday party. You planned it with such dedication that instead of the first, it felt like our 15s. The same way you plan each detail for those moments. Start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make. Get started at ready.gov/plan.
Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
With the 3 things you need to know this hour, I'm Dan Bomas. First, BYU is hosting the Cincinnati Bearcats tonight in Provo, its first conference game at home since joining the Big 12. Second, the prospects for windy weather will keep the Forest Service from doing a prescribed burn in Parley's and Lambs Canyons today. And third, House Speaker Kevin McCarthy is still trying to corral some holdouts in his own party to avoid a government shutdown. Right now, 66 degrees and sunny in Salt Lake City. And back to The Movie Show on KSL News Radio.
The Movie Show.
Who's president of the United States in 1985?
Ronald Reagan.
Ronald Reagan, the actor?
On KSL News Radio.
A few more texts have come in on your favorite movie or a movie you loved that didn't do well at the box office at all. There's been some great suggestions. One of the things I like, Steve, about asking our listeners the text questions is they're giving me movie suggestions of either movies I hadn't thought about in a while, like, ooh, I'd like to go back and watch that, or ones that I've never seen that, hey, if you love this movie, maybe I should check it out. Here's one that says, I enjoyed The Cobbler starring Adam Sandler. His father's played by Steve Buscemi and Dustin Hoffman. Fun movie, but few people have seen it. That would include me.
Yeah,
That sounds familiar.
The Shoemaker, yeah.
Drop Dead Gorgeous.
Okay.
Let's see. Was there any other? Oh, and we want to congratulate, by the way, our winner for telephone torture, Ron Newman from Riverton. We did get his name because usually we have him on the phone. Newman. All right.
I bet he's never heard that.
No, I bet never.
Hello, Newman.
You know, at FanX, Wayne Knight was actually here.
Oh, he was?
Yeah, my brother just hung out in Celebrity and would just talk to him when they didn't have a long line. And he talked with Wayne Knight for like 10, 15 minutes. He's really, really friendly, fun, affable guy. So. Yeah. All right, well, it's time for our rapid-fire segment as we get close to the end of today's movie show. That's where Steve and I go over everything we've talked about just kind of really quickly, just to give you a summary of what we thought. What we do, though, invite you to do, if you have only been able to hear part of the show, is to download the Movie Show podcast and listen to it. I've found it's a great companion. If you're out on walks or we're on the treadmill or anything like that, why not listen to us talk about movies and stuff that you love? And you can do that from either KSLpodcasts.com. You can do it from KSLNewsRadio.com, or even easier, go to Spotify, Apple, or anywhere you get your podcasts. Just search KSL Movie Show, and you can listen.
I heard they're good at also chasing raccoons out of your chimney.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Just put it on.
Just put the movie show on in the base of the chimney, and those raccoons will run.
They will flee the scene.
All right. Steve, so our big movie was The Creator, sci-fi, Gareth Edwards. You liked it a little bit more than I did.
See, this is the thing. You didn't care for it as much, and so I went and I actually – so the bar was set low. I enjoyed this movie. I actually thought it was really well done.
I thought the visuals were amazing, but for the big movie, it just didn't connect with me. It wasn't as original as I'd hoped, although it doesn't ruin it. It just meant I just couldn't go up to the next level for me. Paw Patrol, the mighty movie.
Yes, it's a movie.
It's a movie, and kids will love it, and they'll all howl at the end, apparently.
Yes, it's woo!
And I didn't get to see that one. Saw 10X, 10X, X10.
Well, I was expecting nothing, and it actually delivered kind of.
It delivered nothing?
No, it came back to its original kind of set piece, and it was the best of the Saw movies. I guess I've been beaten to death on this one, but yeah.
That's an interesting choice of words for the Saw movies.
Beaten to death.
Beaten to death. All right, that was Saw 10. Then we have Fair Play, a movie that I really never could fully... It was a movie that I wish didn't have a couple of scenes because it really soured me from being able to recommend it to other people. A great study of power dynamics in both relationships and the workplace, and especially if you mix those two.
Yeah, that part of it worked. And you're right. I was actually like, what? Flabbergasted.
And it's right at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
So that was Fair Play.
Go late if you're nervous.
Yeah. And then we have The Kill Room, which stars Uma Thurman, Sam Jackson, Joe Manganiello, and a few other people, about kind of sending up the art world in there and how odd it is for us regular people to try to understand why collectors pay what they pay for things that looked, as Sam Jackson described, like a monkey relieved itself.
Well, oh, yeah, that's right. It's also educational if you want to know how money laundering is done.
It is that. So if you need a lesson, that's The Kill Room. On streaming, we have on Netflix The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar.
Actually, too short. That's the only complaint I had. This is probably my pick of the week, even though it's only 38 minutes long.
38 minutes, and it has Wes Anderson directing it, and Benedict Cumberbatch, Dev Patel,
Ben Kingsley,
and Ray Fine.
It's brilliant.
Then we have Gen V on Prime, the series.
If you've seen The Boys, this is a college version of The Boys, and it is both shocking and darkly entertaining.
Then we have on Netflix Reptile, a movie starring Benicio del Toro and Justin Timberlake and Alicia Silverstone. I enjoyed it. It is long.
It's 2 hours and 15 minutes long.
But if you're interested, it doesn't feel that long.
Yeah, well, I think there's some things that they could have cut back on that. I do like the characters. I thought they were interesting, but I also figured it out way too early.
And it is a whodunit mystery. Again, Reptile on Netflix. And then we have Flora and Son on Apple TV+. Loved it.
Yes.
I just wish the language was toned down a bit, but everything else about it was just charming.
Yeah, but for me, the language fit because it was a very rough British London neighborhood.
Dublin.
Dublin. That's
Irish.
right. It's in Ireland. But it's a John Carney film who did Once and Sing Street, and it's right up there with those.
Touching. It's actually touching at times. Other things on streaming that we'll talk about really quick before we wrap it. Ahsoka and Only Murders in the Building. Their final episodes air this coming week. This past week, we have everything setting up for the big finale, which means we'll finally find out who the killer is in Only Murders. We have Ahsoka, where
there was a nice cameo in there.
There was. It was from a classic character that I won't spoil if you haven't seen it. So, and then the morning show continues. It continues to be a fascinating watch, I think, on Apple TV+.
Soap opera. And there's Castlemania Nocturne.
Castlevania, yes.
Castlevania. No?
It is Castlevania. It's based on the video game series.
That's an 8-episode. It starts this week. It's apparently supposed to be really good. And I started watching Encounters, a Netflix doc that is a 4-part series. It's about people that have seen UFOs, and they're pretty credible, so it's kind of interesting.
Okay, so that is Rapid